Schmidt, the Big Angry.
No! It can't be. What? It can't be. What did you do, Ray? Oh.
On August 20th, everybody dies.
That's $10,000, Connor! Ha ha! Yeah! Yeah! This show is not for sharpshooters. This show is a fucking machine gun. There's no chewy center to this show. It's all hard candy. This show is not a sniper on a fucking roof. This show is a drone taking out a village. Do not invite me into your house because I will come in and I will wreak fucking havoc. Hey, what's happening? Mike Schmidt, 40-Year-Old Boy Podcast, coming to you from the corner of Magic Street and Bedbug Avenue. As always, because there is magic right at the top of the hill, and there are bedbugs right here at the lowly bottom by the oldest building in Hollywood. As always, folks, once again today, I was walking into the building. Oh, I'll tell you this story. All right, hold on, before we get into that. This is Bedbug Avenue because there are constantly discarded mattresses, discarded couches. Look, that's our friend Lily Von Stupp. She's the producer of this show, and she lives here in this building, the oldest building in Hollywood. As a matter of fact, she cooks in this very kitchen. So, of course, she's going to defend with all of her honor, with all of her might, Bedbug Avenue. Of course, she's going to stand up and try to take a stand and go, hey, guess what? This is not truly Bedbug Avenue. But I implore you, folks, believe me when I tell you, this is clearly Bedbug Avenue. Because every time I show up and I park with my special parking pass, there is a discarded couch. There is a discarded mattress. There is a discarded office chair. And I know they are infested, teeming with microscopic bedbug life, just waiting for the sun to go down and the moon to come out so they can fucking spread and bite everybody in their radius. Oh, and I'll tell you what, you do not want to be in their radius, folks, because they bite everybody in their radius. And you ask, how far does that radius extend? Well, it extends right to the top of Magic Street and right to the bottom of Bedbug Avenue. That's where it extends. But this is a true story. Every time I park here, there is a different mattress, a different couch, a different chair, always in the same place.
Yes, that's where everybody puts it for bulk pickup.
Everybody throws their garbage there because it's infested with bed bugs and they don't want anything to do with it.
Not people move.
So they throw these things out there and they're just terrible. They're just awful. They're soaked with human juices. It's just foul. And so every time I see them, Lily will tell you, I won't park by them. I park far away because bed bugs have a radius of like 100 feet. So and now my car smells like ribs. So they're gonna think that there's something in there to eat. So they're gonna all walk over and they're gonna hop in my fucking car and then they're gonna take the ride back to my place. And that's not fun. I've already had them in my place. Because I'll tell you what, if bed bugs get close to my place, they're gonna smell old bed bugs and go, this is where we live, and they're gonna come in and make themselves at home, and I'm not having it. And I'll tell you this, it will confuse the fuck out of the bed bugs because they'll come in and they'll be like, where's the bed? It's in our name. Where the fuck are we going? I guess we're rug bugs. And they will hide in my rug and they will fucking bite me and I won't like it. Or they're chair bugs or whatever the fuck they'll decide to be at my house. What will they be? Cocktail bench bugs? That's too big. That's too long. That doesn't fit on their resume. What bug?
Chair bug.
Chair bug? I don't want that. Nobody wants a chair bug. All right, so I don't want a bed bug. I don't want any kind of bug. I want no bugs in my house. So all right, before we're talking about those bugs, let's talk about other bugs really quick. I don't like bugs, right? Have I made that clear enough over many episodes and told you? I actually made a 5-series of video on the internet when I was being stalked by a bug. Does anybody remember that? Yes. If you've never seen it, go to my Facebook page because this is not even a joke. Not even a joke. A bug was trying to kill me and it would not leave me alone. It latched itself to my fucking car and I was at high speed. I was driving 40 in a 25 and the bug refused to budge. It stayed on its window and stared at me with its fixed steely bug stare. It was brutal. Finally, I got to where I was going and the bug, he was on the window. He's crawling up. I videoed it. Go look at the video. It's on Facebook. Go look at all 5 videos. There's a bunch of them. And my favorite part when I was filming those, this is a while ago. It was like 4 months ago. It might have been longer. And I was filming it. And some guy actually wrote, Mike, how many times do I have to tell you when you're filming video, please hold your camera sideways. Fuck you, I'm about to die. If Steven Spielberg had a gun to his head, fucking E.T. would look a lot shakier and a lot different. Jesus Christ, I'm within seconds of being mauled to death. I made up a word. That's right. It was going to be Arthur me to death, for fuck's sake. And then there's Maud. And then there's Maud. Look, you can be bitten and killed and chomped, but then there's Maud. Oh, then there's Maud by a bug. And I know you're thinking, right on, Maud. I don't think so. I was going to say mauled and like chewed or something. I don't know, but the W burst its way in there. I got Maud. But guys are like, hey, man, turn your phone sideways. Fuck that. I'm driving 40 miles an hour with one hand and trying to film this bug who's about to kill me. If fucking Martin Scorsese had like a great white shark with its jaws open at his fucking head, I'm telling you, Casino would have been a lot shakier and a lot worse. But that's only because it was later in his career. If during Goodfellas there was a shark about to bite him, still would have been perfect. Because you cannot mess with Goodfellas. It is the perfect film. So folks, I have a history where bugs want to kill me. We all know that, right? So now, as you know, I am Travis Barbecue. I am driving all over, and I have some stories to tell you about that a little bit later in this show. That's right, folks. There will be a later in this show. But as Travis Barbecue, you know, I'm out and my car now, and I will say this. All right, let's go ahead and talk about this for a second. People will ride in my car now, and the first thing I say is like, I go, look, I apologize. My car reeks of barbecue, and everybody goes, I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't smell it, and those people are dirty, filthy liars because there is no way you cannot smell the barbecue in my car. It is a thick stench. My car, the inside of my car, it is like a, you know what, my car is like a giant barbecue vagina, and it secretes molasses out of the sides when it gets excited. That's what it is. Whenever anybody enters it, it starts to secrete molasses. That's how my car works now. And it just smells of barbecue at all times. So when people get in my car, they're like, I don't smell it. Wrong, lying. I know you're lying. And here's how I know you're lying. Because, you know, I guess this isn't really how I know you're lying. I just know you're lying because you're a liar. But as a delivery person, I'm spending a lot of money on gas as Travis Barbecue. So I'm doing well and I'm making some tips, but also I'm gassing my car up like twice a week, which is $65 a pop. So that's $130 a week. So you're looking at $520 a month, which you're looking at $52, $60, $600 a year in gas. 10 years of that would be $66,000 in gas. 100 years of that, I'm going to spend $660,000 in gas just delivering barbecue for the next 100 years. What the fuck? So you can see how dire my financial situation has become. I'm in the whole $660,000 over the next 100 years, folks. So I'm gassing up the car quite a bit. And one of the reasons is because I will tell you this, for the first month of being Travis Barbecue, it's summer in Los Angeles, and it's fucking hot. And it's hot today, man. It's like 94 outside, and you might be able to hear the fan. We were doing the sound check, and Lily had the fan on high, and she's like, dude, the fan's way too hot. And I was like, all right, well then, because she keeps it low, but there's a weird dichotomy, because I just want the fan. I would do the show in a fucking wind tunnel if I could, because it's just, like Letterman keeps the studio at like 50 degrees, so it's just like nothing but hard nipples and sweaters, and they're like, that's how I want this show to work. And honestly, I've got a much more incentive than Letterman does, quite frankly, because I have a better view of that. So I mean, I want it as cold as possible in here, but we can't do that because that would interfere with your listening pleasure, because then you would hear me inside of a fucking jet turbine engine and you'd be like, what the fuck happened to Mike? Yeah, you know what I'd sound like? It was like I was doing a podcast as a storm chaser. Like if I was in a van inside a tornado, that'd be fucking awesome. Hold on, we got to do that. Can we do the show mobile?
No.
If we did, everybody would know how much my car smells like barbecue. We'd be in my car driving around mobile, fucking recording. Everybody like, man, it smells like fucking Memphis barbecue in here. Yes, it does.
Oh, fuck.
We'd have some sort of crazy smell-o-vision that would come out of the fucking speakers. Although it would go right into their ears. Nobody smells with their ears, do they? There's got to be some weird disease that does that, right?
Bats. No.
Bats smell with their ears? Oh, don't say that. Now fucking bats are going to come after me. That's fucking brutal. I don't want to even think about that. Actually, no, you know what? I should put a couple of bats in my car, because then they would eat the bugs that fucking show up. It's perfect. It's a perfect ecosystem. Why not have that in my car? Would I keep the bats caged, or would I let them loose in the car? How would that work? Should I let them have run of the car? Because then they're my friends. Because if I keep them locked up, dude, if you keep an animal locked up, the whole time it's just thinking about when you let it out, it's going to bite you in the neck, right? Dogs, cats, parakeets, whatever the fuck. If you keep it in a cage, all of its thoughts eventually turn to murder. That's the way it should be. That's the way it is with people. When you throw them in jail, if you're in jail, nobody's in jail just going, hey, this is great. Everybody in there is going, I'm going to kill the first person I see. That when you let me out of this fucking hole. I used to do a joke like that. Whenever some guy would get convicted and do like a 30 years for a rape he didn't commit, and then they do a DNA test and they'd be like, hey, guess what, you're free. I'd say, you know what, just keep my fucking cell warm, because if I'm not lucky enough to get the actual guy who committed the crime on his way fucking in, I'm gonna kill the first reporter who asks me a question on my way fucking out, because as far as I'm concerned, you owe me 30 years of murder. So that's how people should feel, and that's how animals should feel. If they're in a cage the whole time, they're just thinking, I am going to kill that guy when he comes back out here. And not in like the comical, oh, I'm going to kill that guy. Like, no, dogs are not Ralph Cramden. Dogs are Ted Bundy. They're just not like, oh, bang, zoom. They're like, no, I'm going to fucking kill you and no one will ever see you again because I will eat you. It will be horrible. It'll just be, I'll even eat your genes. That's how fucking much I hate you. I will eat you and eat your genes so there's no evidence. That's how dogs think, and that's why I don't have dogs, folks. You know who didn't think like that? Buzz. He and I got along. All right. Everybody's like, my favorite thing is people are like, who's Buzz? It's a long story. Go listen to, well, by year 5. No, by year 6. Oh my God, we're in year 6. You can't buy it yet. Look, folks, I'm here to tell you right now, year 6 is available for pre-sale. If you want to send me $25 and just tell me, hey, dude, we want year 6 when it comes out, I will write your name down in a Trapper Keeper, and then I will send it to you when it's available. And for an extra $5, if you throw $30 instead of $25, I'll draw a heart around your name. That'll show just how special I think you are. Maybe I'll even take a photo of that heart. Maybe I'll sign it. I'll sign a photo of that heart and send it out to you along with your year 6. Although I can't send, year 6 is actually sent electronically. Well, I guess I could just send you a picture of the heart with the signature. That's ridiculous. All right. So in summer, I was driving around, and the first month was really hot, and so I had the air on the whole time. And that's one of the reasons why I had to gas up the car twice a week, is I had the air on. And it's funny, it took a month for me to figure that out. Like, I would drive with the air on everywhere I went. And then I went, dude, why are you fucking gassing up the car so much? And then I went, oh, because your fucking air is on, and it takes up, that literally, probably when you're just driving, I would say it enhances it by a third. Do you think it kills your gas by a third? 3 times faster? I don't know. I have no idea. Folks, I have no science to back this up, and our friend Lily is very distracted, so I don't want to bother her with it. But please, do the math on it, folks. So I decided I was going to have the air off, and I was going to drive with my windows down. Now, I will tell you this. I know you're thinking to yourself, why didn't you drive with your windows down anyway? Well, there's a couple reasons. One, because, and this is going to sound stupid, but it's true. Because I drive around with my air on, and I see people with their windows down, and I'm like, oh, look at that poor son of a bitch. Like, he can't even afford to have the air on in his car. Oh, my God, that guy is so poor. And I feel like if you have your windows open in the summer, you should be looked down upon because you have air in your car. What are you making a face for? Did you look it up?
Yes.
And?
It says, does air conditioner affect the fuel consumption? If so, why? Yes, it can cause slightly increased fuel consumption due to the fact that the engine has a larger load, which requires more fuel for the compressor engaged than without. But you might also consider that if you don't run your AC and you drive with your windows down, you'll get more wind drag, which will also see an increase in fuel consumption.
Yes, but again, I'm not in a tornado. There is no wind drag driving around Santa Monica. It doesn't happen. There is no wind drag down at the beach.
I don't know.
I argue with this expert, particularly for his inclusion of the word slightly. That word does not belong in that paragraph. All right. So the 3 things, like I said, I see people without their air on, and I think they must be poor. So I keep my windows up to prove that I am rich to everyone. I want them to look at me and go, oh, that guy, I'm so jealous of him basking in his air conditioning in his fabulous vehicle. 2, one of the reasons why I always have the air on, because I hate noise. I don't like street noise. And my car is like super soundproof. So with all the windows up, I am in a hermetically sealed shell with just me and whatever I'm playing on the radio, and I don't have to listen to homeless people yelling at one another. I don't have to listen to cars. I don't have to smell bus fumes. None of that has to bother me because I am in a driving fishbowl, and I am sealed inside. That's one of the reasons why that bug didn't get to kill me, because my car is so perfectly sealed. He was on the outside. He was trying to get in. He was trying to maw his way through the window. That's right. I say maw again. But he couldn't make it. Couldn't have it happen. And 3, one of the reasons, the third, but this is probably, I will be honest with you, this is probably the top reason why I don't have the windows down. I don't want to mess up my hair. And I don't mean that in like a weird Fonzie way. And I don't think I'm going to be fucking anybody when I go and deliver their food to them, although we'll get to that in a second. No. I'm believe me, I'm teasing something that's not there. But my hair is long, on top, and I slick it back. So I will tell you this: when I leave my house after I shower, I have to have the air on so it sets my hair. So then the rest of the day I can have the windows down because then my hair is like it's an immovable fucking helmet on my head. So then I don't have to worry about it. But then if I work a double, like if I work 12 hours, by about hour 9, my hair is falling. Like it's like it melts because it's hot out or whatever, and so it'll totally fall in my eyes, and I got to push it out of my eyes, and I look like a fucking. Well, I'm not gonna lie, I look great, but still. But yeah, but my hair is like it's like magic shell, like when you put it on ice cream, like it's liquid. But then if I take that car ride in the air conditioning, it sets. So then I have a head full of magic shell and I don't have to worry about it. But if I have the windows open, eventually it starts to chip away and chip away. And as we've heard, wind drag can cause great havoc on your car and your hair. And so it'll blow all around. But after the first month, I decided, you know what, fuck it. I don't care so much about my hair. And I certainly don't care about noise. I can just turn the radio up super loud, and I need to stop running the air conditioning, so I'm going to have the windows down. So Travis Barbecue prowls the streets with his windows down, and that's great, except for one thing, folks. I should tell you this. First of all, everybody that I deliver to as Travis Barbecue, everybody I bring food to is stoned out of their minds. Everyone... there's a guy I deliver to, and I've delivered to him 4 or 5 times. He opens his apartment door a sliver, and it smells like what I imagine Doug Benson's funeral will smell like. It is just this wall of bud smoke or scent. It's not even smoke; it's smell. So I'm trying in my head. I'm like, either he's using a vaporizer, or the only non-pot plant covered inch of this building is the crack that he opens to get the check from me and the food. I mean, because it is, I think he's either growing it or it is the most overwhelming. Because my mom got high, so I know your house can get the smell like that if people are getting people are getting baked. But I mean, he has a chamber or something, like a hyperbaric chamber of dope smoke that he has to come out of. He's like Alice Cooper. He emerges from this giant fucking and just into smoke. It's like he might have Spicoli's van in his living room. That's the only thing. And he comes tumbling out with fucking Anthony Edwards, and they walk over with Eric Stoltz, and they get the food and they ravage it because it is just weed. So to the point, I'll tell you this. This is why I think he grows pot, because he orders food with a credit card, and then I have to take an imprint of the card. And so he'll give me the card, I'll do the imprint, and then he has to sign it. So I go to give him my pen. He goes, I have a pen. And he closes the door. And he goes inside, and he comes back like 30 seconds later, and he signed it, and he hands me the receipt. And my theory is he does not want his fingerprints on my pen so that we can trace him back and find out that he's the drug kingpin of this fucking city. I mean, it's the only thing I can think of. Why wouldn't he use my pen? It's the weirdest thing in the world. Germaphobe? I don't know. He's in a fucking robe at 4 p.m. What the fuck? And germaphobe? He's sleeping in a garden. I mean, how many fucking mites must be in that goddamn apartment? So that's my theory. My theory is that he's like the Walter White of pot, and he's fucking growing it all, and so he doesn't want his fucking fingerprints anywhere else. Someday he'll answer in surgical gloves, and then I'll have my answer. But I'm telling you, like everybody, I'm going to say 80% of the people I deliver to, you open their door and it's just they're fucking completely fried. And so every time we go back to the restaurant, we're talking, and I'm like, I go, dudes, that guy was just fucking baked. So he was so pie-eyed and it's fucking red and crazy. And all the drivers know it. It's like this running joke. So the manager comes up to me one day and he goes, what's going on? I go, oh my God. I just went to 2 people who were so stoned. They barely could answer the door and sign their name. And he's like, oh, really? I go, everybody's like that. Everybody. I go, dude, junkies love barbecue. Well, you thought it was funny. You know who doesn't think it's funny? The manager of my barbecue restaurant. Because, again, nobody knows me there, so they don't know that I do comedy or any of this nonsense. At least I don't tell them. And so he just looks at me like with this face. Because when you say something like that to him, he thinks I'm saying it to people in the street. You know what I mean? It's just he thinks that I'm telling everybody that. And it's like, dude, no, I'm okay. I know when to say things and when not to say things. And guess what? I know not to say things around you anymore because I thought you were fucking cool, and it turns out you're not. Junkies love barbecue. And my favorite part of that is like, does he think that I think people who smoke pot are junkies? I know they're not. I'm saying it because it's funny. Junkie is a funny word. But he sure looked at me like I was a fucking crazy person, and I was like, all right, we're done. I'm done with that. Travis Barbecue needs to fucking. I need to fucking. I'm starting to be a mercenary. Like I drive like a mercenary now, like rolling stops and all that kind of shit. I right now. I'll be honest with you. I am living in deathly. I'm deathly afraid. I ran a red light, and I saw the camera go off. And it was one of those things where it's like I wasn't even in the intersection. Like I could say it was yellow. Like it was like it turned red, beat, and I went through. Because I was putting my seatbelt on. It was just one of those things. I had just left the building and I was heading home, and it was a time in between shifts. So I'm like kind of hustling, I'm moving, and it's just that thing where I also had the mentality of, well, just go, everything's fine. And sure enough, I hit the intersection, saw the camera went off, and now it's a death sentence because I'm waiting to see if I get that ticket in the mail. Because I've been told that everybody I've talked to, and that's about 8 people, they're all like, dude, you got nothing to worry about. Those cameras are like, they're invalidated now. And I said, yeah, I will be the one guy they decide to resurrect the program for. You don't understand what kind of luck I have. And they said, no, you trust me. It's going to be, even if they get those tickets, they just kind of throw them away now because they can't prove it. And it's this thing. I go, no, then why did it go off? Oh, it goes off all the time. No, don't tell me that bullshit. Because then I went on the internet, and as recently as June 2013, there were people saying, here's how you beat a red light ticket in California. So they're still giving them out. I just have to hope that somehow this city decided to give me a pass or whatever the fuck. Because it's happened before where I've been like on the west side in Westwood and stuff and gone through, and I've seen them take a picture of me clearly in the intersection coming through. But this time, I mean, it was like red, beat, and I went through. It was bad. It was fucking bad because I was going 40. If I would have hit the brakes, I would have skidded into the fucking intersection anyway. So I'm worried about that. But also, I keep, I hit stop signs and I roll through them and it's so funny. The day I ran the red light, in my head, I went, you have to stop this. Before I even went through the red light, because I'm like, there are people walking and people looking. You're just driving like a dick, and you're not that guy. That's not who I am. But Travis Barbecue's that guy. I'll tell you what. Hey, there are junkies in this town who are starving. I got to get them their fucking barbecue. Get out of the way. So, it's hard being me and then being Travis Barbecue. Like I have to separate the two. You know what I mean? It's like at the store, I'm real quiet and I'm me. And I'm more of a Travis Barbecue, but every once in a while I come out. I delivered, there's a girl I delivered food to. She's a personal trainer. And I know that because she has like her certificate like right by the door when I delivered to her. And she was wearing boy shorts. I mean, and a fucking like a tank top. I mean, she just looked amazing. Amazing. Blonde hair, glasses, and just hot. And her fucking douchebag boyfriend was sitting on the couch. Let her answer the door. Let her get the food. Let her get the credit card. Let her make a payment. And he's just sitting there playing Wii or whatever the fuck he was doing. And I wanted to look at him and go, look what you have here, dude. Look what I'm taking this away. You know what? You don't get this. You don't get to have this. You can't have nice things, you dumb fuck. Put some socks on and answer the fucking door. Unless he gets off on his girl answering the door in boy shorts. I mean, I have no idea what his plan is. So then I go to her house again. I get called like 4 days later. And I recognize her name because I remember who she was and where she lived. And you start to recognize addresses. So I knock on the door. She opens the door. And she's wearing yoga pants and like a striped top. And she didn't have her glasses on. I'm just like, hey, how are you? And she goes, good. And I go, can I see your card? I do an imprint. And I go, and she goes to sign it. And I go, you had glasses on the last time I came here.
Oh, shit.
And there's this awkward pause. And she like looks at me and I go, I probably shouldn't have said that, right? That's probably what I'm thinking. And she's just staring, looking at me, and she kind of smiles, but also like, what the fuck is this weirdo? And I go, this is weird now, right? It's probably weird. And she goes, yeah. I go, we can agree that this is weird? She goes, it's definitely weird. I said, all right, well, I appreciate it. Took the slip in my pen. I said, enjoy your dinner. Turned around and fucking ran away before I put a fingerprint on the door and something bad happened to her and I got rung up. Hey, you had glasses on the last time I was here. I probably shouldn't have said that, right? Oh, man, don't do that, folks. Don't be yourself. Be Travis Barbecue. Don't be you. I can't be me. Because I was just a hardcore Travis Barbecue. I make the delivery, I leave. I make my money. I'm a mercenary. I just make cash. But every once in a while, I got to burst out of the Travis Barbecue costume and look at the fucking mistake I make. That's not good. So I'm driving around like a psychopath, and I keep telling myself, stop this mercenary activity. You are Travis Barbecue, but Travis Barbecue needs to rein it in. Even in Taxi Driver, Travis reined it in for a little bit. He got a hold of himself. He grabbed the reins. So Travis Barbecue needs to grab the reins. So the other night, we got fucking annihilated. So I had to take 4 deliveries. Usually I take 2 or 1, sometimes 3. But this time I had to take 4. And it was funny. I had 3 of them, and I was all set. And I was walking out the door, and the woman working the counter said, "Oh, man, can you take this one other one? We would really need to do it." I said, "Where is it?" She gives me the address. And I said, "Yeah, that's fine." So I get in the car, and I start to juggle the 4 and figure out who has to go when. So the 4th one she gave me, I punched it in my phone. Now, the thing is, I don't know where anything is. I tell my phone, and my phone tells me. There's a lady who lives in my phone and tells me where to go, which is great. Because that's the only way I can do this fucking job. I'm not kidding you. If it was on me, fuck it. I'm starting to learn stuff now, but this tells you that I'm not learning enough. You'll see a street that has, in your head, I make an association of where it is. So there's a street, and I'm like, oh, well, Jesus, that's right here off Sunset. It's perfect. I mean, I can go there and go here, and everything's fine. I start to line them up in my head. Well, then I Google it, or I do the Google Maps, and it turns out that there's a different street with the same name that's 3 miles away, in this apartment complex that is notorious for swallowing you up and never letting you go. I mean, it's just a thing where you're driving circle, right, left. It's just brutal. There's only 2 entrances to it, but the GPS will take you to a different place. You have to make sure you go to the entrance. It's just an awful place. And I was like, God damn it. Fuck. I don't want to go there. All right, I won't go there. It's cool. But I got to go there first because I got to take care of that because everything else is back north. So I got to go 3 miles south and then come back north. So I've got 4 and I got to try to juggle it. So I start fucking hustling and I'm driving, I'm moving this and I'm cutting lanes and I'm doing all that. And Travis Barbecue emerges and I'm going and I'm hustling. I'm hitting the fucking brakes and I'm driving. I'm moving fast. I'm cutting lanes. I turn, I go left. I listen to my phone. I drop and I get into the apartment complex. And I turn and it turns out I'm at a gate that doesn't open. So I have to back out and look at another gate that doesn't open. And I got to back out and go to another fucking street and go down the 6th Street. And there's only an entrance on 6th Street. So I got to fucking go in that way. And I'm driving around. Then there's a guard tower. I got to check with him. And it's so funny, that guy, I walk up to him and I pull up and I go, "Hey, dude, I'm delivering food." He goes, "Where are you going?" And I said, "This building." He goes, "Okay." He goes, "Here's a map. So whenever you come in, you can just kind of negotiate your way through." The map is just lines and numbers. I don't fucking know what that is. It looked like somebody dropped kerplunk. It's just pickup sticks in a pile. It's just all these fucking paths, and I can't figure it out. So I literally just fold it up and put it in my door. I'm like, "Thank you." And then I go in and I start driving around. And the thing is, this apartment complex has towers that are in the center of the complex. So if you're looking for the towers, you're fine. But unfortunately, it has all these offshoot streets that are off the towers, and then you're trying to negotiate and fucking go through there. So I'm driving. I had to go right, left. I get lost. I twist around, and it's nighttime. I should tell you that. Folks, if I mention I'm old, so I'm kind of night blind. So, and I use that term not knowing what it means. If it means that I can't see shit at night, then that's exactly what I am. I'm night blind. Because I look around for signs, and I have to squint, and I have to shine my fucking brights on it and read the lines, and that's why I have the phone telling me where to go, which is great. But sometimes the GPS gets all fucked up, and you got to stop and look. And I'll tell you this, folks. Let me drop this on you. If you order late night food, and by late night I mean when the sun goes down, turn your fucking porch light on. Because when I drive down a fucking street that looks like Michael Myers is going to jump out of a hedge and fucking hit me in the head with an axe at any moment, and I'm trying to find a number on the goddamn door, I've parked because my phone told me it's there, and I get out, and it turns out I'm 6 houses away. So then now I'm no longer Travis Barbecue. Now I'm fucking Steve Fix Barbecue, and I'm jogging through the neighborhood with a fucking handful of ribs. So I'm driving, I'm looking, I'm trying to find a place, and I'm hustling because, again, I've got 3 other deliveries that have to get sent, and we were getting slammed back at the place, so I got to get back there. And my head is jumbled, so I fucking pull up, and finally, I can't find the number, but I see it, and there's a carport, so I pull into the carport, I get out of the car, and I run up to the door. And, I wait for them because, again, people who order food are always shocked that you show up with their food. It's the weirdest it's the weirdest phenomenon I can explain to you. People, you ordered a shit ton of ribs, right? Knock, knock. "Hi, I have your ribs." "What?" "I'm the rib guy. I'm Travis Barbecue. I'm here with your food from Barbecue House." All right. Well, hold on. Get my wallet. Get your wallet. You knew how much it was, motherfucker. Get your wallet. Are you kidding me? Now, look, I'm not really this mad. I don't give a fuck what people do with their lives, but when Travis Barbecue is hustling and he's got 3 more in the fucking car, he's got to get moving. So, I give them their $26.48 worth of chicken and ribs, and then they hand me $28. Thank you so much for that $1.52. I do appreciate it. And that's what you do is you just kind of look at them and go, "Okay, thanks." And I'm hustling and I'm moving. And so now I got 3 more to deliver. And I turn around from that because they're recessed deep into this fucking apartment building. So I walk out and I come out to the street and I turn to the left and my car is gone. And I actually did like a comical movie double take because I knew where I parked and I was pretty sure I locked the door when I went up to the house with the ribs. So I looked to the left and my car is gone. And so then I start to wonder if I got turned around somehow. So I look to my right. My car is not there either. So I'm standing there, and I will be honest, I will tell you this. My head went immediately to, oh, fuck, those 3 orders of food are completely gone. Like, I didn't even think about my car. I was more worried that the 3 orders of barbecue that I had to deliver were gone. And then I'm like, how did they steal my fucking car? Who steals? I mean, I was up there for 90 seconds at the most, and I would have heard my car drive away. So I walk over to where I knew I'd parked. And I parked right at the carport. And as I come around the corner, I look at the edge of the carport. And then I look all the way to the end of the carport. And there's my car. I didn't put it in park.
Oh my god! Oh fuck!
I Travis barbecued my way into the carport driveway and hopped out on the run so quickly and locked it. My favorite part is I did lock it, beep beep, with my fucking puncher.
Oh my Christ!
And I pictured getting locked as it drives alone down the carport.
Oh my god!
And it's just smashed into a pole at the end.
Oh no!
And I just see it there and I'm like, because there's nothing you can say. All you know is you're overwhelmed with stupidity because you're like, the only thing I have left in my life is my car. And it's literally my livelihood at this point. I'm looking down at the end of the carport and it's just smashed. Lights on. It's just banged into a pole at the end of the carport. And I stand there and I will say in my head, I went, please don't let this be as bad as I think it's going to be. Because I think we all know, I told you earlier, well, I told you several episodes ago, Karen and I went to Walgreens and we had a discussion. And then as I was backing out, I rammed into a light pole with the back of my car. So there's a nice little groove in the back of my car. So I start walking gingerly toward my car. And I should tell you at this point, by the way, I'm Mike. Travis Barbecue is nowhere to be found at this point. And as I get closer to my car, it's still running. It's just into this pole. And as I get closer, I cannot explain to you, and I wish I would have taken a photo of it. I cannot express to you how lucky I am this turned out the way it did. Because there were cars in all of the spots of the carport, and I missed all of them.
That's awesome.
I missed all of them, including the SUV that I would have absolutely destroyed if the pole hadn't stopped my car. There was about 3 inches of clearance from my left bumper and their back right bumper, and the car had stopped itself on the pole. And I get it. I hopped in the car and I put it in park. And then in my head, I'm like, why are you putting it in park? Why don't you just back out of here? So I backed up the car and I looked, and my car, also the grill is fine because I have a bumper that juts out in the front, and that took the brunt of it. My license plate is a canoe. It completely bent almost, kind of around the pole, so I had to try to push that back and straighten it. But I cannot tell you how lucky I was because it would have banged into everything. It would have hit 4 cars. It would have fucked everything up, including my car. And then in my head, I just went, dude, you gotta fucking stop. You have to stop this. You're going to wind up fucking yourself up. I mean, I'm sitting here waiting for this $500 death sentence from the state of California because that's how much it is, folks. I don't know if you know that. Red light camera tickets are $460. And you have to pay it. It's not like you can take traffic school and get out of it. You have to pay the fine. It's like they consider it worse than a DUI, they said. And you have to pay the fine. That's non-negotiable. And then you also have to pay to take traffic school to keep the point off of your insurance. So not only will I have to pay them $460, I'll then have to pay $50 to a traffic school, and I'll have to give up a fucking Saturday of 8 hours staring at a screen. Dude, you ever gone to online traffic school? Because I won't go to a traffic school. You know what? You know what somebody needs to invent? And I thought about this as I've been, because again, Travis Barbecue's in the car with a lot of time to fucking think, and I'm sweating getting this fucking ticket. If they had, and I don't understand why Southern California does not have it. If there was a strip traffic school, I would go immediately. Because they have comedy traffic school and all this other bullshit traffic schools, and it's all fun, and there's an improv group, and there's a clown. Fuck all that. If you had naked women teaching fucking traffic school, you would make billions of dollars. Billions. Oh, you have a question?
You know what would be even better?
What's that?
People just learn to not run the red lights.
So I thought you were on my side.
Not at all. You ran a red light.
Interesting. All right. Well, no longer will you get my empathy or sympathy in any of your situations.
When I do something stupid and stupid stuff happens to me, I take full responsibility.
Well, it doesn't mean I have to be happy about it.
No, that's true. I'm sorry.
And I'm also taking my medicine. It's just I'd like to take my medicine with tits, if you don't mind. I mean, I would. If I got to go, because I mean, again, nobody wants to go to a physical traffic school because it's fucking stupid. It's terrible. I've been and it's awful. And then I've done online traffic school, and you can't skip ahead. That's the thing that's the worst. Like, I read really quickly. Like when I take a test on the internet, this is gonna sound stupid, and I do that often, folks. I can't tell you how many times I take a test on the internet. Like I can finish a quiz on the internet in like 90 seconds, and it's supposed to be 6 minutes because I'll read and just bang the answer, bang, bang, because I read super quick. Well, in traffic school, you can't do that. That's the whole point. You're sentenced to an 8-hour day of traffic school, no matter how quickly you can finish your test. Because you'll have to fucking study and read and study and read, and then you get to the final quiz, and it gives you like 11 minutes. And if you're finished in 3, you have to watch the clock tick for the next 8. They will not let you fucking hurry up and finish. And that's death. That, to me, that's worse than the fucking fine. I mean, 8 hours of sitting there and having to fucking pay attention to shit. Are you kidding me? I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that at all. If I wanted to do that, I'd do it when I was in my car. If I wanted to pay attention to shit, I'd pay attention to red lights and shit like that. But if there was like a porn traffic school or a fucking nude chick traffic school, I'm in. I'm fucking in. There wouldn't be a red light I didn't run, for fuck's sake. Depending on how good looking the women were. Man, I gotta get out of that headspace. I'll come back to the traffic school. Hey, you weren't wearing glasses last time I was in this traffic school. Oh man, I just, again, I'm so happy to have the job, and I like doing it. I just need to fucking scale back, and I need to just fucking put on the Travis Barbecue face. But also, I have to learn how to be me. Whatever. You can't be me. I did this the other day, folks. I delivered food to somebody, and I come walking out of the apartment building, and there's a woman on the street. She's got a little naked kid with her. Naked. Toddler. Probably 3. Just walking on the street. And, kids should be nude or babies should be nude, I guess. I don't know. Should they? I don't know. I don't have kids. So she's walking with and no diaper, no anything, just completely naked. And I thought it was cute. I won't lie to you. I was like, oh, man. And so I came out of the fence, and she's walking with the baby. And I said, oh, look at that little man. He's so naked. Because he was. It was just like, I go, he's having fun. He's so naked.
Oh, my God.
Well, I mean, what? Because, I mean, it's...
Yes.
I didn't think it was a bad thing to do or a bad thing to say. I'm just like, oh, look at that little man. He's so naked. He's having fun. And she looked at me, and she was furious, fucking furious. And all right, listen. I'm the same guy who won't talk to kids in supermarkets because I don't want to go to jail for a molestation charge. All right, I told you the story one time. I walked past a kid and I bopped him on the head. He was like, because he was smiling and he waved. And he goes, hi, and I went boop, and the mom called the manager of the store, like, well, who are you to come to my child? And she freaked out on me, and I get that. So since then, and it's a shame because I like kids. You know what I mean? I like being fun and I can make them laugh. But fuck that, kid. Take a walk. I'm not going to jail because you think I'm cool. And then I can't tell you how many times that has happened, folks. I have wound up in jail because some kid thought I was cool. This is why I never got a job as a birthday clown. I would have showed up. I would have pulled the scars out of my mouth, and then the fucking SWAT team pins me to the ground. What are you doing? That's suggestive, pulling shit out of your mouth in front of kids. What? I was hired to do this. So I didn't think it was a big deal. And look, if you're walking the streets, it's like when people have their dog on a leash and you go, oh, look at that cute little dog, right? Well, she had a fucking naked baby. So I was like, oh, look at that little man. He's having so much naked fun. I mean, it's like, what do you know, come on. If you didn't want him to be noticed, then put some goddamn pants on the motherfucker, all right? It's like cleavage. It's like when a girl gets mad because you're looking at her cleavage, but she's wearing a shirt that's cut to her fucking navel. I mean, dude, if you didn't want to show cleavage and you didn't want me to look at it, what the fuck? Nothing I can do about that. I'm not going to grab him and honk him, but I'm going to fucking stare probably because that's who I am as a guy because I like art. So that little kid, that's what that kid was. He was like human cleavage. He was just human cleavage. And my eyes are drawn to him because he's fucking naked in the street frolicking. Look, if I see anybody naked and frolicking, I'm going to look. Kid, adult, child, elf, leprechaun, whatever the fuck. I'm going to shoot a glance their way because they're naked and having fun. I like naked fun. Probably not with a 3-year-old, but still at the same time when I see naked fun, I'm going to comment. And I thought it was being nice too. It was like you saying, nice dog. We're like, hey, look at that little man. He's so naked. And, she was furious. She fucking stared at me and she looked at me and I knew the second it came out of my mouth it was a problem. All right. Because I should have just apparently averted my eyes and walked away from the naked kid and not said anything about it, even though there's a fucking naked kid. Look, it's Los Angeles. All right. If there's nudity in the street, I'm going to see it. I'm going to talk about it. It happens. And I love the fact that I make it city specific. Look, if I'm in fucking Iowa, if I see nudity in the street, I'm going to talk about it. So fuck, I walk out and I come around the fence and I close the gate and he's on the ground and he's frolicking, he's picking flowers, whatever the fuck he's doing, and he stands up and he looks at me and I go, oh, look at that little man, he's so naked, how fun. And she's pissed and she fucking looks at me and she goes, she's a girl. Now look, I don't have children. I've never had children. I don't have any experience with naked children at all. So I put this to you, folks, parents, or anyone among you who has a naked child in their home. Little naked girls, little tiny toddler naked girls. What's happening down there? What is happening down there? Because the reason I thought he was a little man was because he had something there. She had something there. It had something there. So that's why I said little man, because that was and then it turned out that's why she was so mad, because it was a girl. She wasn't even mad that I had seen her naked child and commented on it. She was mad that I thought her girl was a boy. But honestly, if that girl was a turkey, she was done. Because I don't know what was sticking out, but it was very evident that it was there. And I don't think it was the outie innie belly button because it was lower. So explain it to me. What is it? Am I wrong? Is it maybe she's trying to raise a boy as a girl? Because it had he had really long blonde hair, but it had, you know what it had? It had a pull tab between its legs, like if you in one of those books where you pull the thing and a little pop-up guy comes up. I imagine if you would have pulled it, then it would have tits. Like this little kid would have tits. I don't know, because it was just it had a skin flap. I don't know. Again, I didn't get that good a look at it. All I saw was something. Well, that's the thing is I wanted a biology lesson. I wanted to go, wait a minute, whoa, what the fuck is that? If she's what you're saying she is. Because I'll tell you what, if that's a girl, she has a vestigial tail in the wrong place. Because there was clearly like an inch of skin or a flap or something there that was there, and that's what I saw. And so of course I thought, hey, look at that little man, he's so naked. No, that's a girl. I don't know. Again, seriously, it was just. If it was a mailbox, there was mail to be taken. That's what I'm saying. The flag was up. So there were letters in there to be delivered. That's the only thing I can think of. Because I don't see naked kids ever. Do little girls start out like that and then everything goes inside? I took biology in school, but we didn't get a lot of nude toddler photos, thank God. So I have to tell you, having no experience of it, I thought everybody came out looking the way we look as we get older. I thought that's how things worked. But I don't. You tell me. You got all that equipment. You don't even want to talk. God damn it!
I'm creeped out.
Well, it threw me. It totally threw me. Like I didn't know. So, and so now, and again, everybody in this town is so fucking sensitive about being transgendered or judgmental about sex and gender and all that kind of stuff. So now I'm like, well, do I have to check my privilege with nude toddlers now? Is that how it works? Well, seriously, because I've been told that before. I've heard that phrase, and you can't. I mean, it's a trigger word, and you're causing all these problems. But it's like, yeah, I get all that. That's fine. But unfortunately, this little girl had a thumb between her legs, so I don't think I'm wrong in questioning everything I've ever known in my life at this point. But then because I'll tell you what, when she told me that, I was even freaked, and I stopped, and I did it again. It was almost like the same double take I did when my fucking car had disappeared. Like I looked at her because I was even less concerned with the fact that she was correcting me and she was mad than I was that now I realized I was looking at a naked girl and talking to a little naked girl, and there's a naked girl on the street. Like it all got really weird, really fucking quick. So I basically just ran. That's what I did. I ran. So if anybody was looking out their window and they just saw like a woman and a nude toddler and then a fat guy running to his goddamn car and then jumping in and fucking flooring it and driving away, you would have been well within your rights to call the cops. You would have absolutely gone ahead and called the police because I couldn't. And I told you, I've been thinking about it since then. Like I can still see it burned into my fucking head. Like I don't know what the story was. It looked like you know what? It looked like she was a skee ball machine and I had won. Like because there were tickets coming out that I needed to tear off and turn in for a black spider ring. That's what I need to do. This little girl is a skee ball machine and I just won, so I'm going to tear off that ticket and get myself a spider ring. That's what I'm going to do. She looked like one of those old-timey stock machines in a 1920s movie where the tape is coming out and the guy's reading it to find out how things are going in Japan. There was stuff hanging out of there, man. I'm serious. So, I mean, I don't think I don't think I'm wrong here. I don't think I'm wrong here. I should have taken my phone out and taken a photo of it. And I would have said, hey, no, I shouldn't have? You don't think so?
Never take a photo of it.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Never.
I'm glad you're here to steer me straight.
Oh my God.
But I got to be honest, man. Because then I've seen girls grown up, and I've seen grown up vaginas, and I have not seen a vagina with a tongue. Other than China, the wrestler China. She sort of looked like that, but, oh, yeah. Oh, my God, you got scared.
That scared me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's horrible. Well, she did that to herself, I think.
I don't know.
I don't know either. So, yeah, I didn't know what the fuck to do. And so I bring it to you folks. So tell me if I'm wrong. You got kids. Send me photos. Do me a favor. Send me some photos of all your naked daughters, and I will tell you if it looked the same. The show went fucking south. And I'll tell you what, I actually know the mailbox you can address the letters to. It's like 123 Blonde Kid Street. Although I can tell you the box is stuffed with letters now, so I don't know if your correspondence will find any room in there. Oh, man. Maybe she had like a shoe between her legs and the tongue was hanging out. I have no idea. I can't figure it out because it was... Well, I mean, I couldn't explain it. It's like, you know how you see a balloon and then the balloon at the bottom has that like little tail? That's what it had. No, stop. Leave. Go to your happy place, wherever that might be. It's not my fault. I'm not the one walking a naked kid down a main thoroughfare in fucking Southern California. But folks, I'm an observer of people. And I will tell you this, I'm a longtime observer of naked people.
Oh.
And if one of those naked people has a pussy nipple, I'm going to talk about it for fuck's sake.
No.
I cannot explain. I wish there was a courtroom sketch artist here. I would describe it, and then I would send Kojak and the police out to find this kid. Something was wrong with it. Yes, I keep calling it. I'm sure it was a lovely child, a boy, girl, whatever the hell it was. So, folks, Travis Barbecue drives in his car, and it's hot outside, as I've mentioned, so I have the windows down, and I have the radio cranked up, and then I've got, all that stuff happening, and we all know wind drag can cost me more gas mileage, whatever the fuck, but I found this out as I have the windows down. You know, I say junkies love barbecue. We all know that, correct? That's a truth. That's a fact. That's a truism. Junkies love barbecue. I'm here to tell you, you know who else loves barbecue, folks? As I found out, driving in my barbecue stenched car, my barbecue vagina that just secretes molasses on the inside once you jam something inside of it, and you put ribs on your seat right next to you. You know who else loves barbecue, folks? Wasps. As I found when I went to make a delivery, and I parked in somebody's house, in front of their house, and I left my windows down, and I ran to their door. This time I had the car in park. And then as I came back to my car, there were 4 wasps in my car, like buzzing around the food. And look, folks, you know Travis Barbecue does not enjoy bugs at all. We've talked about this earlier in this show, as a matter of fact. We've talked about it many, many times. And I don't know, because wasps, they fucking bite you, man. That's not cool. That's not cool at all. And part of me, you know, I actually wanted to just thrust my hand in and grab the ribs and throw them, and then have the wasps chase it, and then I would drive away and say, "Oh my God, something horrible happened to that order. You need to replace it." But I couldn't bear to do it. I thought about how to get in the car, but there were four wasps buzzing around this barbecue. And so I stood there like a dumbass outside of my car trying to figure out what the fuck to do. I didn't know how to tackle it. Like I looked, and they're in there, and you can't just say shoo. That doesn't work ever. I tried. I'm like shoo, and I reach in. Dude, you flail your hand at a wasp, and the wasp knows you're not Mr. Miyagi. He knows you don't have any chopsticks. He knows you're not going to catch the motherfucking thing. So it's going to fucking just stare at you and laugh. And have you ever heard a wasp laugh? Oh my God, that goes in your head forever. I go to sleep now, I close my eyes, and all I hear is laughing wasps. It's terrible, folks. And I'll tell you what, that's not good with a head full of bees, because those are natural enemies. I get a head full of bees and a car full of wasps. What the fuck is wrong with me? Things have gone south. I don't even like bugs, and yet I'm hoarding them in all these different places. So I stood outside my car, and I had my phone in my pocket, so I was going to film it, like I did with the bug on my car, the other bug, and I was going to go, dudes, how do I get out of this? How do I get out of this fucking thing? But miraculously, when I got my phone out, they all left. Like, they all flew out the other window, so I immediately, I just fucking jumped in my car and drove off. But then I thought, that is so Los Angeles. Fucking camera-shy wasps. Like, all of a sudden, I'm bug paparazzi, and they fucking just bailed on me. Like, they saw a camera. So that's what I need to do. Although the other bug wasn't scared by a camera, but these wasps, I guess maybe they're a different breed. But the second, maybe they were like renegade wasps, and they were wanted by the law or something. They were like, we can't be photographed. And because I pulled out my phone, and I held it up, and they fucking just booked. Like, all 4 of them, almost like, cheese it, he's got a camera. And they zoom, and they zoomed out my window. And you have never seen me move faster. Well, unless I'm running away from a naked toddler. But still... I leaped into my car and put it in reverse and just fucking bailed. So but now I'm torn. Like, I don't want to have the air on because it's going to cost me gas money, but I don't have the fucking windows down because then I got a fucking wasp circus in my front seat. You're nodding like you...
Just turn the air on.
Don't go with the air?
Yes.
But then it's going to cost me gas money. I can fight... Well, again, I know now that the camera shoos the wasps away. Because wasps are... They're native to America, like Native Americans. They're like Indians, wasps are, and they think that my camera will steal their waspy souls.
American Indians don't think that.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
How? Yeah! That's right!
Fuck you! That was funny.
You walked into that like a fucking an Iroquois pumpkin pie in the face.
Pumpkin pie in the face.
That's right, Sacagawea.
Oh my God.
All right. Terrible. So, you know what? I was going to tell you this too, folks. So, as I mentioned, we're on the corner of Magic Street and Bedbug Avenue. Well, it's not the corner. We're on the intersection of. Well, no, we're a little deeper in Bedbug Avenue. Who cares? But as I've mentioned, there's always these discarded furnitures. There's forks. There's couches. Why would forks even come up in furniture? What the fuck? My head misfired there. So this happened. Lily and I went to eat after the show. Last week, I think it was. When did we go to Toy? Last week?
Last week, yeah.
Yeah. And as we walked outside, Lily knows me. I won't even park near the furnitures and the mattresses. I don't walk by them. I walk in the street, all the way across the street, as far away as I possibly can, just because a passing breeze could somehow push a bed bug onto my pants, and then we wind up with him at my house. I can't have that, folks. I can't do it. So I take the farthest route that I possibly can. So last week, Lily and I are walking out of the oldest building in Hollywood, and we come down the stairs, and we turn the corner to walk down the street. And for just a second, I forgot about Bedbug Avenue. So we went to walk, because I'm with somebody. So, she's there, and we turn the corner, and as we go to walk, there's a guy approaching us. There's a black guy approaching on the block. And there, all of a sudden, I see him, but then I see the bedbug couch between us. And Lily's with me, and I went, oh no! And I immediately run into the street. And Lily looks at me like I'm crazy, and I'm standing there, and I go to walk around, and this guy is just staring at me. Like, he stops and he looks at me because he thinks I'm completely scared of black guys at this point. And Lily's just standing there looking at him and looking at me. And I went, sir, that was not for you. That was for the bedbugs who live in that couch. It was absolutely not for you. I'm just terrified of this discarded furniture. Which I'm sure makes me look even stupider. And it also makes it look like now I'm a racist who can't make an excuse in the moment. That's what he thinks. He's like, not only is that guy a racist, but he's a racist with the worst fake reason for his racism. I'm frightened of discarded furniture. I'm not Billy Bob Thornton. What the fuck? But I literally said that because I was like, oh my God. And I ran into the street with the approaching black guy coming and left my woman on the block to deal with him.
Your woman?
Yeah, that's right. That's how tough I am. I left my woman there to handle herself. And he stopped and just looked at me. And I'm like, sir, that wasn't for you. It's this bedbug couch. I'm frightened of discarded furniture. And he just kind of like laughed, but rolled his eyes. He didn't believe it. He didn't buy it for a fucking second. He thought I was just totally scared of a black dude. And I ran into the street like a lady. So fucking Lily then gets in the street with me, and I go, he didn't buy that at all. She's like, nope, absolutely not. I go, do you see him a lot? Does he live around here? She goes, no, but maybe if I will again, who knows what happens. So bad. I'm gonna get chased out. I'm gonna get banned from this neighborhood now. Jesus Christ, where can we go and record this show? We're gonna have to go to international waters. Be just me, you, and a halibut out there fucking swimming around recording this goddamn show. I'm not allowed here anymore. Sorry, you're not allowed in the oldest building in Hollywood anymore. All right. Well, there's no bugs in the sea. I can do that. That's fine. There's no bed bugs in the sea. Well, there's weird creatures in the sea, but we won't actually be in the sea. We'll be on a boat in international waters. How far out do we have to drive to get to Mexico? We got to get a boat. We got to win the Powerball and get a fucking podcast boat. The SS. Awesome. God damn it. That'd be great. Yeah, it would. Dude, and we could get like 6 people on our crew. We'll hire like a bunch of fucking swabbies, and you wear a sailor hat. God damn it, I love this idea. We need a podcast boat. We'll go out to international waters. We can say whatever the fuck we want.
We can do that now.
But then we're on international waters. You don't understand. You're missing the concept. You're missing the best part of it. Then we're in the middle of nowhere. We're floating. Yes, raising your hand. Yes.
Have you ever been in international waters?
I don't know.
They're
That's part of the challenge.
They are not smooth unless you're on a big fucking boat.
Well, let's get that Powerball taken care of, and we will buy a big fucking podcasting boat. I'm not saying it's me and you in a fucking rowboat. What the fuck is wrong with you? This is fucking some Hitchcock movie. It's me and you on a giant yacht with a big fucking crew. And we'll eat fucking lobster and shrimp, and then I'll do a podcast. And I'll be able to walk all the way around the ship, like talking into a fucking headset microphone. And you'll have to follow me holding the laptop. No, we'll hire dudes. That'll be fucking great. You'll just walk side by side with me as long as it's not a black dude. Ah, oh my God, sir. Ah. How did you get on my boat? No, it wasn't. It really wasn't. I mean, it was interesting and funny for a second, but then when I thought about it, I'm like that because it really looked terrible. Like I fled in terror because I'm a frightened. I'm a scared, folks. I won't lie. I'm a scared of bugs and couches and bugs and beds and mattresses. Come on down. We've got couches and bugs and beds and mattresses at 40 YOB Furniture. Come down. You look for the black guy out front and avoid him. Take the long way around. Wearing fancy pants today, folks. I'll tell you that, too, about myself. Here's what I'll tell you about me. I go to the gym. This show it's taken a weird turn. I won't lie to you because it's funny. Even my Twitter and my Facebook, because all I do is go to work and I Travis barbecue and then I go to the gym. That's it. Work, gym, work, gym, work, gym. That's what I do. So that's where all of my stuff is coming from now. All of my observations and So I like keep putting on my Facebook page guys I see working out at my gym, and then I'm like, God damn it, how many guys are you going to write about on your fucking Facebook page about that you see working out at the gym? But unfortunately, that's where I'm spending most of my time, and I think it shows a little now. I think. Because again, you know what? When you're a fat guy and you're working out, your whole body is like Groundhog's Day. Because it is because as you work out, parts of you that you hadn't seen in a while or not really been able to focus on start to show themselves, and you realize, well, there's 6 more weeks of winter here. So it's like, eventually, hey, look, there's my cock. Hey, look, there's my cheekbones. It's like my whole body is an archaeological dig. And I am just digging in the dirt and trying to find bones. That's what I'm doing. It doesn't matter where they're located in my body, but I'm finding bones that I knew I had. But I'm finding more of those bones. It's great. It's like, you ever see when an archaeological dig and they get like the nub of a bone and they're like, oh, and then they start dusting it, and all of a sudden there's a goddamn dinosaur femur? Folks, I'm a dinosaur femur. But right now all you see is the nub. All you see is a fat covered nub. Eventually we'll swab all that away, and sure enough, they're going to put me in a fucking museum. I'm cocky. I won't lie. I'm getting cocky about it because I'm lifting, and then I do the 2.5. The other day I did like 2 3/4 miles. I just push it. It's just, again, it's not my body that gives out. It's my head, because I'm like so bored being on the fucking treadmill for 45 minutes. But I make myself do it because I have goals. But then you start to see differences. Like you start to see, hey, look, my biceps are round again. Hey, this is, and hey, all of a sudden my shoulders, it's just, you know what I'm talking about, folks. This happens. But I'm getting a little, like I'm trying not to, because again, there's a ton of work to do, a ton. But you can kind of revel a little bit in what you've accomplished. You know what I mean? I've lost 35 pounds so far in 5 weeks. And that's a combination of, lifting and running and then not eating. I don't need a clap. That's silly. But it's manifesting itself in different ways. Like, here's something I did that was really smart. I went to the bank the other day, and as I was walking up to the bank, the door is a reflective surface, and so I saw myself, and I flexed. Literally walking up and went boom, like the 2-armed thing, and then it opened up, and there was a lady and a man. And I said, hi, just put my arms down immediately. But they knew, because again, here's the thing. They didn't just get to the door. They had to walk up a hallway, and they can see out. I can't see in. All I see is me fucking vascular and yoked. And then they opened the door, and they're like, we saw you doing that for like 30 seconds. It probably wasn't 30 seconds. Well, maybe it was. Because, folks, I look okay. I'm feeling better. But then, so now I'm like, I have 2 closets now, because I used to have like maybe, well, I would say I had a little less than half of a closet, because my butler had more of a closet. But she left. And I should say, I don't mean that dismissively. I just say that as a joke, because she was the one who did all of the hard work, so that's why I called her my butler, and that's one of the reasons why she left, probably. Well, I didn't call her my butler when she was around. That would have been awful. That would really explain why she split. If I called her Jeeves, that's the problem. I called her Jeeves instead of Karen. She was not thrilled with that at all. So when she bailed, she cleaned out her side of the closet, so I get to spread all my stuff out. Well, as a fat person who kind of yo-yos all over the place, I have clothes that I can wear in the moment, and I have clothes that I used to be able to wear before I got super fat again. And then I used to have crazy super fat clothes that I thought I was going to save. I had jeans. What size were they? 62s? I had size 62 jeans. Okay. And then when I lost all the weight, I actually gave them away in a grab bag, like a white elephant Christmas thing. Like I just sent them to Mex. I think I sent them to Mex's. I was going to. I don't know if I did, but that was the plan. But yeah, so I got rid of all the giant clothes, but I still have different. I have jeans in like 3 different sizes. Whatever. I'm a fucking girl. So now though, because I'm losing weight, I'm like, hey, I start to open that other side of the closet a little bit, and then talk about an archaeological dig. You go in there and start looking for things that you used to do, and see how they work now. So I'm wearing cargo shorts today that I haven't worn in fucking 4 years. But the mistake I made was I got out of the shower and today, and it's it's hot outside. I got out of the shower, and here's how I do things out of the shower, folks. I use a towel, like most of you do, I would imagine, and I'll dry everything strategically the way it's supposed to be dried, and then I just walk around with no clothes on and kind of air dry the rest of the time in my house. I don't know how you handle your life. That's what I do. So I got, and it's hot, and there's a fan in my house, and it's blowing, and so I got into my bedroom out of the closet, or not out of the closet, out of the bathroom, and in my head I went, hey, you know what? I'm gonna see if I can fit in like some old school clothes and wear those today, because why not? So I started digging through my pile of shorts that I have, and I have a couple of pair of shorts like with snaps, like not just pull-on shorts with like a drawstring, but I have like these cargo pants, cargo shorts, and they're like khaki. What are these? Khaki or brown? What are they colored? I don't know.
Those are extremely khaki.
They're like beige. Oh, look at you, bored out of your skull. I wish you could see her. She got her chin in her hand, just fucking staring at
I
Facebook.
can't hold my boobs up any longer. They're heavy.
Oh, all right.
My back hurts from holding my boobs up all the time.
But that's okay. It's for the good of society.
It hurts, so I hunch over.
You should lie down. Or lean back like that. That's better. I like that. That's a good view. On your SpongeBob boxer shorts. Anyway, so
He
I
lives in a pineapple under my seat.
under the sea. Ah, look at that. Let's see. Don't you want Lily to have a microphone, folks?
No!
I pull out these cargo shorts. I pull out the cargo shorts and I grab them and I throw them on commando. Like I said, right out of the shower, and I put them on, and I was able to, I could button them and zip them, and they fit, and I was like, yes, yeah, it's like awesome. So I'm like, I'm gonna wear those today, yay! So I started walking around the house, and then I took them off because I'm not gonna go out commando in cargo shorts. What the fuck am I, a psychopath? So I had to throw on some boxer briefs, and I grab a pair of those, and I throw those on, and I get some socks, I get dressed, and I throw on the cargo shorts, and I go to walk outside. I get to my car, and I have to stop at the post office because I had to mail a package to Mex today. And I go to get in my car, and I grab a bottle of water, and I look down, and my cargo shorts are soaked, like on the thighs and right on my cock, like right on the right hand side. There's a huge wet spot because I had put them on right out of the shower. And they're khaki, like they're beige, they're bright colored. I'm usually wearing black all the time. Like I wear black pants, I wear blue jeans, everything's dark. My shorts are, all my shorts are, except I work out in some red and black shorts, whatever the fuck, who cares? But so I look, and it looks like, it looks like I can't stop sweating through my cargo pants, when in reality it's shower residue. But also, like right on, literally onto the right hand side of my dick is just this big wet spot. It looks like I pissed my pants. But the thing is, like, I want people to understand is like, if anybody saw it, I'd be like, no, dude, I dressed to the left. Like, there's no way. Even if I pissed, it wouldn't go there. That's not where it would go. It'd go all the way down like the left. That would be fine. This just makes sense, right? Like I'm actually in my head formulating an argument. If anybody at the post office notices that I'm wearing piss-soaked cargo shorts, even though they're not piss-soaked, they're fucking shower-soaked. So I had to get into my car and sit there for 10 minutes with the air on, hoping to like just dry out, to fucking totally thaw out the cargo shorts. And it worked. Finally, nobody said anything at the post office, but I felt weird today. So I was excited because I threw them on, but then unfortunately they were like a giraffe, because they're kind of brownish, but then they had spots all over them. So it was a little rough.
Don't you dry yourself after you take a shower?
See, if you weren't looking at Facebook, you would have known what I just said.
Yeah, but I don't understand that at all.
What did I say? I said I get out of the shower, I dry myself with a towel, and
But
then
you
I walk
don't.
around naked and air dry.
But you don't.
Well,
You
true.
need to fully dry yourself.
Well, okay, Mom, what the fuck? Look, I'm 46 years
Rashes
old.
in there and
I got no rashes. Everything's fine. Everything's getting uncovered. We're good. I know how to handle this. Trust me. I've been running this body for 46 years. Do I always treat it well? No.
maybe
However,
I need to
still
send a
functional.
woman to teach you how to towel dry yourself. Are there hookers I can hire for that?
To towel dry me?
Yes.
If you send me a hooker, she's going to have to towel dry herself. Her cargo shorts are going to be completely fucked up. Believe me. You ever see when Woody Woodpecker hits fucking Wally Walrus in the face with a pie and all you see is his eyes? That's what that chick's going to look like. Because it has been a fucking while.
Yes! Oh my god! The cake! Will you fucking tell me about the goddamn cake?
What cake?
The one on your Facebook page. I called you and you're like, I want to hear about the goddamn cake. I'm sorry for interrupting, but everybody wants
Nobody
to hear
cares.
about
Nobody saw it. Nobody knows anything.
What the fuck? It made me laugh so hard.
Really?
Yes!
All right. You're ridiculous.
It was fucking hysterical.
All right, if let's just, all right, here's the thing, folks. If you don't know what Lily is yelling about, that means we don't interact on Facebook. So, although I did tweet it as well. I put up a picture on my Facebook page this week of cake, and it was a chocolate cake, and it said "I love you, Mike" on the cake. And when I posted it, I wrote, "I love you too, cake. I love you too." So you're right now you're thinking to yourself, well, that's fine. You love cake. Cake loves you. That's really neat. That's quaint. That's a nice little family. That's a family style joke. You know who'd enjoy that? Naked 3-year-old hermaphrodite in Santa Monica. That's who would definitely appreciate that joke. Because she looked like a birthday cake with a candle sticking out.
No.
So that's humor for children. That's something it's family friendly. Tell your family to gather around and put in and loan them your earbuds if you must, as it's plugged into your iPod vagina, and let them listen. They'll hear that joke because that's what it was. It was a cake, and I put it there, and it said, "I love you, Mike," and I said, "I love you too, cake. I love you too." However, there was also a hole in the center of the cake. That might indicate just how much I actually love cake. I didn't feel that words sufficed, so I had to show cake exactly how deeply I cared for cake. And so we have this cake with a hole in the middle of it. And Lily enjoyed the photo, and some other people on Facebook enjoyed the photo. So Lily's on the phone with me, and she's like, I gotta know what happened with that cake. You gotta tell me about it. I go, what do you mean? And she goes, well, where did you get it? And I said, what do you mean? And she goes, where'd you get that picture? I said, I made it. And Lily goes, you made that cake? And I laughed for 5 minutes. I just went, I go, you really think I made the cake? Like, I mean, I made the photo. What I meant is it wasn't a stock photo that I just found somewhere. I actually made the photo. She's like, the best was just this halting silence. And you made that cake? Yes, I bought a chef's hat. I bought chef's whites. I actually, for 6 weeks, took a cake baking course and a decorating course just for this joke. Literally, it's the only thing I needed. It was a crazy long con where I learned about cakes. And I fucking designed the whole thing. I made it, frosted it. What the fuck? So I laughed. I laughed for like 5 fucking minutes. It just caught me off guard. You made that cake? So great. So I'm like, all right. Yeah, no, I didn't make the cake. And I said, I said, ask me later. I'll tell you about it. So here's what happened, folks. You know, on this show, I've made reference of how, you know, I'm not eating and I don't eat. And I said, I'd rather eat pussy than candy. And I said, fuck a cake. I'd rather stick my dick in a cake than eat it at this point. Okay. So that's something I've said. So I was at the grocery store buying avocados and blueberries and cucumbers and tomatoes. And I walked by and the cake was on sale for $5.99. And I saw it. And in my head, I went, it all, folks, listen. It all fell together.
Oh my God.
And I know I probably think differently than you guys. Because perhaps you would see a cake and think, oh, that would be delicious for $5.99. But I immediately thought, oh my God, what if I took a picture of that with a big cock hole in it? What if I did that? That would be fucking hysterical. So I had my produce and I saw the cake. And I was like, all right, I should just grab that cake and bring it home. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Now we got to deal with the fact of, am I really going to stick my cock in this cake? So I stood there and I'm literally, I don't have a cart and I didn't have a little basket. I have a handful of like grapes and avocados and, or not grapes, avocados, blueberries, cucumbers. I'm holding them and I'm looking at the cake and then I'm like, well, you're not going to, you're going to stick your dick in the cake? Like, how's that going to work? And then I went, bananas. I can use a banana.
Oh my god.
That'll work perfect. So I was going to go grab bananas because I was right by the produce. And then I thought to myself, I'm like, well, fuck, I can't just buy bananas. And here's why. I don't want to sell myself short, folks. By buying a banana that does not measure up. So I walked over to the bananas. I'm looking, and I'm holding them, and I'm trying to gauge width and girth of the bananas, and holding them like with my right hand and going, all right, well, this is my grip, and I'm trying to figure out the proper grip and seeing if it's the same size. And also, I got to be honest, I don't want to overshoot. I don't want to buy some fucking, James Dean banana and make everybody think that I've got some giant fucking rod. I don't. I mean, I'm straight average, folks. I'll tell you the numbers. I can recite them by heart. So I'm holding bananas and I'm trying to think, because again, I don't want to buy some fucking TT Boy, some fucking Peter North banana, and fucking everybody's like, oh my God. So I don't want to overstate anything. And I certainly don't want to sell myself fucking short. I don't want to buy some fucking tiny midget banana and everybody's like, look at your tiny cock. Yeah, right. Ha ha. We're all having fun with my tiny cock and a cake. Fuck that. So I got to make sure I get a banana that fits me. I got to find a Schmitty banana. I got to find a banana that's right there. That's a goddamn... you know who I am right now? I'm the Cynthia Plaster Caster of the fucking grocery store. And I'm taking a plaster mold of me and a plaster fucking mold of that banana. And I'm making sure they match up so I can fuck this cake properly and let you guys know that I know exactly what I'm bringing to the table. So I'm going through bananas and I'm fondling and I'm grabbing them and I'm trying to figure out with my grip and I'm holding them like low and I'm trying to curve them around. Like I'm holding them with the base and I'm trying to stack it up and look and trying to think. And I'm like, I can't do this. I just can't, because I didn't want to misrepresent. Because if I go too big, then everybody mocks me and they're like, oh, really? And if I go too small, then I'm fucking worried. I don't want to fucking look like an idiot.
Oh my god.
And then it dawns on me, I have my phone with me. I've got like 30 photos in there I can take a look at and see if those work out. 30 seems high. So I pull my phone out and I'm literally at the banana stand and I'm looking at photos of my cock and I'm holding bananas up and I'm going, no, I don't. And then, like I said, eyeball doesn't work. Eyeball doesn't work. It's all hand. It's all grip. It's all, because I know, we all know, again, I've been running this body for 46 years. I know it in and out. But I don't want to take the chance of being wrong.
Oh my god.
Because I think I owe it to you people to get as close as I possibly can to giving you the full picture. I don't want to open it up for interpretation. That's not your job. It's my job as the artist to show you what I want to show you. And then you can interpret it any way you want. But I just need to make sure that I adhere as closely to the truth as I possibly can. Because as an artist, I live in truth. So I check out. And I bring home my blueberries and my avocados and my tomatoes, my cucumbers. And I start looking for a tape measure around my house. Because I know we have one. We don't have... the problem... Here's the problem, all right? We don't have the loose tape measure. You know those ones that you use for sewing that you can just kind of roll up on your own? The only one we have is one of those metal slide ones.
Ow.
And Karen, she bought that. Karen bought tools. Karen bought hammers and screwdrivers. Like, I wouldn't know the first fucking thing about them, but I know where she kept them. So they're in this cabinet. There's my cabinet now with all my soaps and all my lovely grooming products, but underneath there's towels and blankets and stuff. And then underneath that, there's a shelf that has a toolbox that I never went near. Karen was in charge of all that shit. I didn't know anything about it. But I do know we have this tape measure because I have used it for this before. And I will tell you that that's not comfortable to do with the metal tape measure. I mean, I can't imagine it's good with any tape measure, but one day we decided, hey, let's measure this. And I took the metal fucking tape measure and, wrapped it around my cock and to figure out exactly, because that's why I said I have exact numbers if you want them. But I pulled it out and I wrapped it around, but it's metal. It's fucking metal. So it was funny because Karen and I were doing it together, of course. And she's holding I have the tape measure and she's just got a death grip on my cock to hold it steady. Hold it steady, don't move it. Oh my God, don't move it. And so you have to pull this thing out, and it doesn't have a lock thing, or it does that, but I didn't know how to use it. So I have to, and it's got a little metal notch. So I wrapped it around my dick, and I'm holding it with my thumb, and I go like this to wrap the tape measure around, and then I shifted, and it went, and it snaked back in, and I was like, "Ha! Oh my God! Oh, dude!" And I looked at it, it nicked me, it caught me, it bit me a little bit, like it's like catching it in a zipper real fast, and I had a fucking a nick there. And Karen jumped back, and of course, it was like that thing where I was like, and I literally made that reaction, like, as if a black guy were walking toward me on the street. That's how I react to everything. Bugs on a couch, black guy in the street, tape measure biting my cock, forget about it. Oh my God, I'm like the Ichabod Crane of stupid shit. Anything that happens, I lose my fucking mind. Anything dumb or trivial, I just fucking lose it. So it fucking goes and snaps back into the fucking thing, and it's like and then there's like a beat, and then I think we laughed for 15 minutes, like we just fucking laughed our asses off, like just fucking like because again, I'm lying on the bed, she's like kind of kneeling next to me, holding my dick in her hand, and I'm measuring it with a fucking tape measure to figure out just exact for what, for no reason, because at the time I thought I was with her forever. What the fuck do I need to know for? Guess what? This is what you got. This is what you're dealing with. I don't have to tell anybody else anything. She was the only one who had any. She had exclusive property rights to it. It was going nowhere else. So she laughed, and we laughed forever. Like I could not stop laughing, and I stayed hard for about half the laughing, and then just kind of fucking it went. So then we had to get me hard again to fucking totally like remeasure. So then I was able to fucking, this time I held my cock while she used the tape measure, which seemed like the smarter thing to do. So we figured that out. So I know we have that tape measure somewhere in the house, because I have a scar on my cock to prove it. Literally, my cock has a fucking like a little fucking thing that you can see. And just if I'm ever in a lineup, they'll be like, "Hey, yeah, Scar cock, that's him." First you get the money, then you get the pussy, then you get the bandage for your cock. That's Scar cock. That's a sitcom. It's not even a movie. Oh, Scar cock. This whole town is like one big pussy waiting to get fucked. As soon as my cock heals, I will fuck it. Scar cock. All I got in this world are my balls and my word, and I don't break them for no one. I will, however, get a scar on my cock from trying to measure it with my wife. However, that is not... Oh, Scar cock. Fuck Casper Gomez and fuck the fucking Diaz brothers. Fuck them all. I do it myself, but I have a scar on my cock, so I can't. I'm telling you to do it because, unfortunately, I have an injury, and as you see, I have a bandage because I have a scar on my cock. Oh, Scar cock. You know what a hassa is, Frank? A hassa is a pig that don't fly straight because, unfortunately, it caught its cock at a fence. And it has a scar on it. I can tell you, it's very painful. I did it once with a tape measure. As you see, there is a bandage on my cock right now. Oh, Scar cock. So there you go. I have an incriminating mark. If anything ever bad happens, you're like, oh my God, he's got a scar on his cock. All right, so folks, I have to rummage through my house looking for this tape measure. Well, I have to. It's important because, again, I cannot falsify information. I have to make sure I adhere to the truth. Again, folks, as an artist, I live in truth. So I go into that cabinet. I'll tell you what. If hammers have personalities, they could not have been more surprised to see me open that cabinet. Like I opened it up, and they were just like, hey, we thought she left. We thought we were never going to get used again. Yeah, she's gone. I need you guys. Well, you need us for what, dumb fuck? What are you going to do? So I go through, and I pull out the thing. There's like 3 screwdrivers. She has an electric screwdriver, which is fucking amazing, and then another one that's got like 1,000 different heads. Like the flat Phillips. You can just plug it in. She was smart. She bought like things that we needed. And I just did not care. I was like, yeah, whatever. Go ahead and throw it in that cabinet that I'll never go in. So I start digging around and I'm looking, and then I can't find it. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Did she take that? Like literally, she took the rice cooker and she took the tape measure from my dick. That's all she took. And Monty Python. That's all she grabbed. I'm going to take this rice cooker. I'm going to take your full Monty Python set. And I'm going to take your tape measure so you can't ever measure your fucking dick again, Scarcock. You got a nice body. Look at you. You're beautiful. But you got a look in your eye like you haven't been fucked in a year. I would do that for you. However, I have a scar on my cock. As you can see, I have a bandage. But I would do what I could. And if you give me some time to heal, I will take care of it, baby. But let me tell you right now. You look like you haven't been fucked in a year. Give me another month for my cock to heal. Scarcock. Oh, Scarcock. So I start looking around. Now I'm pissed because I can't find it. So I leave. I actually go to the dollar store now. There's a dollar store on my block. Well, because I got to get the tape measured. So I go into the fucking dollar store and I walk in and I dudes, listen. I didn't see World War Z. But it couldn't be any more terrifying than the dollar store on a Saturday afternoon. It certainly has less zombies. Because it is just catatonic Russians and Mexicans walking around and buying fucking nasty, off-brand food and bullshit. And it's just, it's funny. Karen used to go there, and I'm still haunted by it. I'm doing laundry yesterday. I opened my cabinet, and it's like I went to Target and I bought, what the detergent that I like, and I bought Downy. Well, my Downy's running out, but I noticed there's a Downy on the shelf, and I'm like, fuck yeah, I got backup Downy. I don't have to go to fucking Target. I pull it off. My wife bought Mexican Downy. Mexican Downy. Are you fucking kidding? You read it, just literally says Downy, and then blah, 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 this fucking Arriba. I don't fucking get it. I don't know. It does say Arriba right on the bottle, which seems really strange. That's the only way I knew it was Spanish. Normally I wouldn't recognize it, but it said Arriba, Downy. And and you can always tell it's that off-brand because Downy is April Fresh. This was October Pleasant. I don't find that to be anything I'm interested in at all. I like April Fresh. I like fucking Downy, man. I would wash my hair with fucking Downy. I love the smell. And you know who else loves it? Everybody. Everybody in the fucking world. You don't? Bullshit. Your fucking boyfriend walked past me at the club. It bothers your nose? Well, just talk.
Yeah, the smell is just...
No, man, it is gorgeous. April Fresh Downy is so great. And it's funny, Eddie walked by me at the club and he stopped and turned around and he goes, what are you wearing? What do you smell like? I go, what? And he goes, what do you smell like? And I go, dude, I'm April Fresh. And he's like, Downy, I knew it. I'm like, yeah, American Downy. Good, solid stars and stripes, red, white, and fucking blue Downy. Fuck that October Pleasant Mexican Downy. But I had to use it yesterday. So I have no idea what I smell like now. I just smell like a shrug on Halloween. That's what I smell like now.
Holy shit.
I smell indifferent. It's terrible. I want to be April Fresh.
Oh my god.
Is there a burlesque dancer named April Fresh? If there's not, why isn't there one?
April showers.
April Showers, yeah, fine, but April Fresh. I've got to renovate that industry. All right, so I go to the dollar store, and it is just people on autopilot walking up and buying oven mitts for $1. What the fuck? And it's that thing where people, because Karen used to do that. I told you she used to go in there, and she's Lloyd Christmas. She would walk in and come on with a pinwheel and a fucking giant foam hat and bullshit and a left-handed can opener. What the fuck is that for? And like nuts I've never heard of before. You know what I mean? It's like there's Brazil nuts, and then there's almonds, and then there's hazelnuts. But she she'd buy like tree nuts or something. And I'm like, what the fuck is a tree nut? Did we buy a spider monkey? Why did you buy a fucking bag of tree nuts? Jesus Christ. Or she'd go the other route and buy like a 40-pound bag of peanuts. I think I mentioned that on here. She came home with a giant bag of peanuts. I'm like, did you buy a big top as well? Because it's the only fucking way we're going to get rid of all of these peanuts. I love Karen. I loved her when she was here, and I sort of love her now, and she's gone, and that's fine. But man, she did some crazy shit. Crazy shit. She took my rice cooker, fine, that's fine. You know what she did once? I don't know if I ever fucking talked about this in here. Jesus Christ. One day, she put buttered toast in the toaster. She buttered it before it was toast. It was bread. She buttered the bread and put it in the toaster. And I'm like, what's that smell? She goes, oh, I put butter on the bread before I toasted it. Why? Why would you ever? You're not 6. You don't get to do these things anymore. Move the fuck on. You know how to make toast. We all know how to make fucking toast, right? She's like, well, the bread was still frozen a little bit, and I didn't want to deal with it, so I put that. And oh my God, there's no excuse. Literally, there's no explanation for putting butter on the bread before you toast it.
Oh my god, that's funny.
That's not even like I'm in a hurry. That's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard of. You buttered the bread before you put it in the toaster. That's like when she was going to give our porn tape to Vicky to hold, so I didn't get it. I told that story on here. She and I made a sex tape, and then it turned into a thing where like we were living together, and I was like, I fucking jerked off to it a couple times, that's fine. And then she took the sex tape. One day I looked for it and it was gone. I'm like, where the fuck is the sex tape? And she's like, what are you talking about? She goes, I took it. I go, what do you mean? Why'd you take it? Why do you have it? She goes, well, because we keep getting freaked out about it. Like, you don't know where it is, and I don't know where it is, and because we weren't married or anything, she's like, I don't want it to get out. I'm like, how's it going to get out? I pull it out, jerk off to it, and I put it right back where it goes. She goes, well, I'm going to give it to Vicky to hold on to, so it's like we don't have to worry about where it is. And I go, oh, are you worried about Vicky watching our sex tape? Is that going to happen ever? And there's like a beat on the phone, and she's like, well, she wouldn't do that. Sure, she wouldn't do that. Sure, she wouldn't do that. The first time I fucking met her with you, you went to the bathroom, she practically had her hand in my pocket looking for my cock. It's just that thing where you don't think, that extra step. So she put buttered toast in the fucking toaster once, and I'm like, what are you doing? Are you insane? But of course she left me that toaster. Took the rice cooker. But then when you get into the dollar store, I can see where it happens. You get sucked in that vortex of spending, and you're just like, oh, everything's a buck. So you'll grab 20 things for no reason. You put them on the belt, and you're like, I didn't need ring pops. The fuck did I buy those for? Who needs a colander for $1? Because you know that's not going to last. It's just made out of rust and fucking Mexican fingernails. I don't fucking want this thing. They boil them down, they fuse them together, and then they fucking rust it so it stays. It's fucking handy. It's right there. It's a colander from Mexico. Come on, you can't trust those people in their industry. That's why it's a buck. That's why. You know why? Because it's a buck. I don't want an October Pleasant colander. So I get in, and there's just fucking zombies everywhere. And there's only 2 people working at the dollar store, and they are running the registers. So they're nonstop busy because they got a fucking line of Russians all the way to the back of the store because they're just used to standing in queues. You know what I mean? They're just like, seriously, they stand in line for bread over there. They come over here and they stand in line for bread here. What the fuck? Why would you ever stand in line for bread again? If you came here from Russia, where all they do is stand in line for bread and speed on the highway, why would you come here and then stand in line for fucking bread? Never. Never. So I go up to the register, and I'm just standing there. I'm not, and I did that thing where I didn't get in line because I don't want to get in line because I just got a fucking question. And I'm standing right by the register, and she won't turn around. And I even say, excuse me, hi, excuse me. And she goes, sir, you'll have to get in line. And I said, I have a question. That's all I have. One question. And she goes, well, I understand, but there's other people that I'm helping. If you'll give me a second. And she just kept checking this family out. It's like, you don't even have to fucking look at me to answer this question. And believe me, you know what the question's going to be? Do you have any dumb shit here? And you're going to go, yes, aisle 1 through 13. Everything is dumb shit. So she wouldn't look at me and everything. And finally I just went, look, hey, do you sell tape measures? Like I just yelled it into space, hoping anybody, the Russians, somebody would pony up an answer for me and I could either buy one or get the fuck out. Because you know what? I don't want to go looking for a tape measure because then I got to go up and down each aisle and see every terrible fucking thing like fucking, dish towels made out of moose hide. And I was like, I don't want any of this fucking horseshit. God damn it. A bowl full of tears. Who wants that? Hippo teeth. I don't need those at my house. Seems like these would be a lot more expensive than $1. So I just into the ether, into space. Do you guys sell tape measures? And she doesn't even look at me. No. And she continues to, and I'm just like, wait a minute. You don't? That's the one thing you don't sell? And she didn't even turn around. And I was frustrated at that point, and I left. I just left. Fuck it. Fine. So I went to Walgreens. Because I got to explain to these people, look, do you sell tape measures? I have to measure my cock for a joke. Don't you understand? So I go to Walgreens. I walk in, and I start looking around the aisles. I don't mind looking down those aisles because that's real stuff. And while I was there, I visited my Hershey bars. I was so happy to see them. And I'm holding them, and I'm like, just looking at the package is enough to fucking... So I go up and down the aisles. I'm looking. And there was a lovely Walgreens employee. I said, hi, I have a question. Do you guys sell tape measures? She goes, we do. Come right over here. And she took me. She was in the medicine, but took me all the way over to the tape measure place. And she goes, they're right there. And I said, thank you so much. I look over, and they got them, which is the loose ones, that you can for sewing. And $3.50. Now, I love the idea of this cake and these bananas. And I also love the idea of accuracy. But I don't know if I want to be $10 deep into this joke. Because the cake's $6. We're looking at $3.50 for the fucking tape measure. And I got to get at least 2 bananas in case one of them breaks. I need a backup banana for this entire extravaganza. So I'm looking at the tape measure and I'm like, God damn it. And I literally am standing there in the aisle at Walgreens, holding it, looking at the $3.49 price tag, doing math in my head to find out if I can spend the money to do a joke about fucking a cake. And also, let me be clear, I seem to be misrepresenting myself. I don't need to measure my cock. Again, those numbers are committed to memory. I need to measure the bananas to make sure that I find an accurate representation of Mike Schmidt in banana form.
Oh my god.
So I'm holding the tape measure, and I decide I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm going to have to go with just grip. I'm going to have to go from memory. You're raising your hand again?
I am.
All right, what is it?
When you're a sewer and you don't have a tape measure where you're at, you can take like a ribbon or a piece of yarn or a piece of dental floss or a string and you can wrap it around and then mark it, and that's the length you need or the width or the girth. So you don't actually have to know inches, you just have to have what the measurement is.
So I should have called you? Is that what you're saying?
No.
As I was trying to find a banana doppelganger for my cock, the first thing I should have done was dialed you, is what you're saying.
No, I'm sorry, I tried to...
No, that's fine, because I need to know. Next time I have some sort of project
No, I'm fine.
where I have to find a stand-in for my cock, I can go ahead and dial you up. Apparently you have all the facts.
No, I'm fine.
And also, that's no fun. I gotta be honest. I gotta see the numbers. Fuck string. Who gives a shit? I can do that with anything. I can do it with my fingers. Whatever the fuck. That's fine. That's why grip is no fun. Grip is sort of a guesstimate. Fuck, why do I keep saying guesstimate? Do I keep saying guesstimate? It feels like I do. You know what? Even using it once is too many times. I hate the word guesstimate. Why am I saying that? So, fuck it. So, all right. So I'll call you next time that I need to figure out a measurement of my cock and try to figure out what it balances up against. But yeah, I need numbers, man. I need the number. I need to see it on the tape because I know what it is in real life, so I need to see it on the tape. It's got to all match. And fuck, you know me. I got a scar on my cock trying to figure out the numbers before. I can't just have string. So I'm pissed. So I walk out of Walgreens. I'm like, I can't do this. I can't make this purchase. And I leave. I figure I'll use grip. I go to the house. And I go, you know what? Fuck. Look one more time. Look one more time for the tape measure. So I go through that cabinet, and I'm looking, and I'm pulling stuff out, and there's a toolbox, and there's nothing there, and I can't find it. And then I see on the shelf just above it, because on there's the towels and pillowcases and linen, and then underneath it on the shelf is where all the tools are. Well, on the linen shelf, I see metal underneath the towel, because I'm sitting on the floor now. Before I was just bending over and pulling stuff out. Now I'm sitting on the floor because now it's serious. Now I got to fucking find something. So I look and I see metal and I pull up the towels and there's pliers and the tape measure. Somehow it got put under towels. The only thing I can think of is that Karen was hiding it from me, so I stopped measuring my cock. Because she didn't want to rush me to the fucking emergency room. Oh, Scarcock. I'm not going to shoot you. I'm not going to shoot you, Manolo. Shoot that piece of shit. I do it. Unfortunately, I can't because I have a bandage on my cock. My cock hurts very much, so I can't. I've been told not to shoot for at least a month. Oh, Scarcock. So I find the tape measure. And I'm like, I'm sitting on the ground and I see it and I go, yeah! Like I'm all excited. Bit's back on. I don't have to fucking grab bananas and guess. Now I can finally get an accurate measurement of this banana to see who measures up to Mike Schmidt. So I grab it, I hop in the car, and I bail. I don't even clean up. I leave all the shit all over the floor. I get in the car, and I go back to the grocery store. And I burst in. I'm all excited. And I'm gonna go. I got to get bananas, but I'm like, fuck, you better get that cake just in case they're like all sold out. You better grab the fucking cake. So I go over to the bakery and I see that they still have a couple of the cakes, and then I'm like, well, do I want to use this cake? What's funnier? I'm trying to figure out what's funnier for a cake: a square cake, or a round cake, or a birthday cake. Should I get a birthday cake? So I start going through and I start looking at cakes. They got sheet cakes. And it was very important to me that it was a chocolate cake. I have no idea why, but it was. Might say a little bit more about me than I care to at this point. But it was really important to me that it was a chocolate cake. So I'm looking around, and I start going through the cabinet, the little cooler there, and they had cakes, but they were all marble cake and white cake, and all of them had like sprinkles and fucking jimmies and bullshit on them. And I just wanted a clear fucking top with frosting and a hole. That's all I fucking wanted. I didn't want anything to take your eye away from what was going on in the picture. I don't need a fucking Magic Eye cake. I don't need you trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. I need you to look at it and go, I know exactly what the fuck happened to that cake. So I'm looking, and the woman behind the counter, she's like, "Can I help you?" And I said, "I need a cake. But I'm not sure what kind. But I know I don't want all this stuff on top, like all the jimmies and sprinkles and all this glitter." And she's like, "Well, we have what we have there." I go, "Do you have any of these like as a starter cake?" She goes, "What do you mean?" I go, "Well, do you frost all these? You do all this, right?" She goes, "Yeah, we put those together." I go, "Do you have any that haven't been stripperized yet?" And she goes, "What do you mean?" And I go, "Well, like you haven't thrown shit all over them, like glitter and sprinkles and everything. I mean, these look like a party floor." I go, "I just want a bare cake." Which, again, may say a little bit more about me than I care to at this point. I just want a bare chocolate cake. That's all I want. So she goes, "I'm sorry, that's what we have down there." She goes, we make them in the morning, so I don't think we have anything in the back." And I'm like, "All right, well, I appreciate it." So she goes, "We have other cakes over there that are on sale." I go, "I saw those, and I actually think that's the way to go. I think I'm going to grab one of those." So I go over, and it's just dark chocolate. I mean, like dark chocolate frosting, chocolate cake inside. And it's frozen. I will tell you that. It's frozen. So so I grab it, and I go up to her, and I go, "Hey, can you write on these cakes?" She goes, "Yeah, we'll write on cake for you." I go, "All right, here's the thing, though. I don't want you to cover the whole cake." She goes, "What do you mean?" I go, "Well, I have plans for the bottom half of the cake." She's like, "All right." I go, "So I just want it written on the top half of the cake." She goes, "Okay, well, that's fine. We can, whatever you need, I can write it right on there." I said, "Okay." And I go to take the top off, and I hand it to her, and she goes, "What do you want on here?" I said, "It has to say, 'I love you, Mike.'" And she's like, "Okay." And she kind of does a double take and looks at me. And she's like, "Where do you want it?" I go, "Well, the bottom half." I said, "I'm going to be using the bottom half of the cake. But the top half, just write, 'I love you, Mike.' Just make it legible." And it dawned on me, that might be weird. It might seem weird that I'm asking for a cake that says, "I love you, Mike." So she looks at me and she's like, "All right." And she goes to write it. And I go, "No, it's not weird or anything. I'm Mike."
I just spit laughing.
And she looks at me because I think that's going to make it better. No, you're buying a cake that says, "I love you, me." I have plans for the bottom half. But it was so great because I thought that was going to really fix things because she's looking at me. She kind of gets just cockeyed, but not enough because, again, she works there and she gets whatever fucking requests. But she goes to write and I just go, "Oh, no, it's not weird. I'm Mike." And then she looks at me like you've said way too much at this point. You need to shut up. And I have plans for the bottom half of that. "I'm Mike. Please write 'I love you, me' on the fucking cake." Can you put a mirror right in the center of it? That'd be fantastic because I love me. Oh, my God, do I love me. So I thought that was really going to fix things, but I just fucking made it completely even weirder. "Oh, no, I'm Mike." So she writes it in red, and I go, "That's all I need, thank you." And I put the lid on it. And now it's banana time. So I go over to the produce department, and they have bananas, and it's 69 cents a pound. Ha ha. So I start looking, and I look at them, and in my head I'm like, well, all right. Should I buy green bananas? Like, is that going to be better? Because I don't even know how this is going to work. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I just know I need a doppelganger. I know I need a Mike Schmidt banana cock. So I grabbed the bananas and I'm looking, and I should tell you this. I know Karen and I used to go to this grocery store all the time. So we know the checkers. I think I've talked about on here that there was a guy named Tony that Karen was like, she had a big crush on. He was this checker who was always nice to her. And this is the same store that has the pirate working. Fucking the cashier. He's got a hook for a hand and he's checking people out. What the fuck? Seriously. I know what you did last summer. You ruined my jicama. I said that on an old show. God damn it, I'm the funniest fucking dude ever. Seriously, folks, I don't care. Because periodically people will like this week, Mike Caldwell's a guy from Boston who listens to the show. He's the guy I went to Fenway with. And he wrote a quote from me on the Westside 86 Jokers fan page. And I laughed. I laughed out loud and I'm like, God damn it, I'm funny. I got to fucking listen to these shows. I'm hilarious. But I remember that about every time I see that guy in the grocery store, I think, I know what you did last summer. You ruined my eggs or whatever the fuck I said. Oh, shit. If I said that to him or he heard it, would he be sad or would he go, that's the funniest thing ever? God damn it, it's awesome. So we know everybody. We know all the checkers. And there's one bagger who knew Karen. Again, Karen was super friendly and everybody liked her. Anyway, so I know this produce clerk named John. He's a little guy. And he knew Karen and I. Whenever he would say us, "Oh, how you doing? You get to Vegas?" I had just been to Las Vegas, and he loves Vegas. So every time I see him, he wants to talk about Vegas. And he also knew that I was a comic. Karen told him, unfortunately, that I was a comedian. So he's like, "Oh, you're traveling? Where are you going and doing shows? What are you doing?" He's just a really friendly, nice man. So, and I should tell you, I still shop at that store. And I've seen John, and John, the first couple times, he's like, "Oh, how's your wife? What is she doing? Is she out of town? Was she in Vegas? What's she doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, she's really good. She's fine." And then finally, the third time I saw him, I had to go, "Hey, John, my wife no longer lives with me. She, unfortunately, she moved. She lives in San Diego." And he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean. Oh, and I've been asking you." And I go, "It's okay. I go, we're cool." I go, I don't want you to think that I'm stringing you along. It's like I never know. Because I don't know when to tell people the truth. I really don't. Because, I mean, there were listeners to the show. One of the worst things I ever did, not worst, but it's just one of the silliest things, because nobody knows how to talk to me. So, and people would come up and they'd be like, "Well, you're better off," or everybody, they'll say these different things. Or, "Oh my God, are you okay? Are you?" And that was when it first happened. Well, then I went to the premiere of a movie called Manborg with this guy, Jeremy, the guys who did, from Astron 6, who did Father's Day, which my voice is in. And then we went to the premiere of that for Trauma and all that. Well, then they did another movie called Manborg, and I went to the LA premiere of that. They invited me as their guest. So I hung out with Jeremy, and we were out front talking about that. And he's talking to me. He goes, "How you holding up?" He goes, "You good?" And I go, "Yeah." Because this was about 2 weeks after Karen left. And I was like, "Yeah, I'm okay. It's weird." I go, it's strange because, and he goes, "Well, I haven't listened to the show in a while." And I go, "Oh, how far back are you?" And he goes, "I don't know. I think probably like 4 or 5. And I go, "Oh," "Well, Karen left." And it was this fucking, it's his moment. He's at a movie premiere for his movie. And I drop all that fucking weird, I drop a safe on his head. I drop a divorce safe right on his fucking head. And he's listened to my show forever. So he's as invested as a lot of you are in knowing the travails of Mike Schmidt. And so as shocked as a lot of you were to hear what happened, and as not shocked as a lot of you were to hear that happened, he was just as shocked. And so he looked at me like, "What? Whoa, dude, oh my God, I'm so sorry." And then I went, "Fuck, I thought you knew. Like I didn't," because, 4 or 5, it was just this thing where I was so used to talking to people and spitting it out. So then I dropped it on him and I'm like, fuck. So I don't tell anybody. But finally, John, like the third time I saw him, I had to tell him. And he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Is she okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, we're okay. Everything's fine. It's just, that's how it worked out. That's fine." And I mean, we've been going to the store for 14 years. So I come in, I'm in the produce aisle. I got the cake in one hand. "I love you, Mike," right on the cake. And I get to the bananas. And it's a Saturday afternoon, so there's a bunch of people like shopping around, looking at the produce. And but I don't care. I'm single-minded of purpose. So I take the cake and I put it down on the walnuts or whatever the fuck they had right next to it. And so I grab the bananas and I start fondling them greengrocer style, and it looks like I'm looking for brown spots, but what I'm looking for is the right size banana for what I have in mind. And so I find a couple that I think are going to work, and then I take the tape measure out and I start measuring bananas in the grocery store, because I don't know how you guys do things when you get an idea. I just go. Like, I will just kind of fucking plod forward and not think twice. And I don't give a fuck about what's going on around me. I'm there for a purpose. And what I'm there for to do is I'm there to find a banana that's about as big as my cock. That's what I'm trying to figure out. And I want to do it quick. So I'm taking the tape measure out and I'm measuring bananas and I'm measuring them around. I'm not measuring the length. I don't give a fuck about the length. All right? That's fine. We don't need to convey length in this photo. All we need to do is convey girth in the hole. So I'm fucking taking the bananas and I'm measuring bananas. I'm holding bananas up and I'm using my thumb and I'm measuring them with a fucking tape measure. And after about 3 minutes of this, I realized people are looking at me. Because again, I didn't fucking care. I just jumped right in and I take out, and this thing makes a noise. Every time I slide out the tape measure, and I have to wrap it around the fucking banana, and then I let it go. It goes back into the fucking the tape measure house.
Oh my god.
So people are wondering that, I'm not Wolverine. I'm not going and making fucking claws come out of my hands. They're wondering what that fucking noise is. So everybody's looking at me, and I'm fucking measuring the girth of bananas. And people are fucking looking at me, and I look around, and I was sitting there like I'm like, oh, this really looks weird. This fucking looks weird. And then I'm like, should I just buy a bunch of bananas and take them home and sort through them? And I'm like, fuck no, you're here for a reason. Who gives a fuck what these people think? Find a banana that looks like your cock. So I just keep measuring, man. I'm not even fucking around. I'm like, measure. And I make a stack of some that are close, but I can't find one that's right on. For some reason, I can't find one that's directly right on the number. I need one right on the number. Because again, I know exactly where it lines up. I've used this tape measure before. Maybe that's better that I didn't buy a foreign one, because now I have one that I've home field advantage with. I know exactly where this lines up with my cock. So that's how I did working with the banana. So I'm measuring and spinning and I'm measuring and I'm grabbing and holding. And John comes over to me and he, hey Mike, how's it going? I said, good. And I keep measuring. I don't even stop. He goes, you finding everything you need? I said, actually, no, but that's fine. I'll be fine. And he goes, you sure? You want any help with anything? And I'm like, no. And he goes, okay. And he picks up the cake and he goes to bring it back to the baker. I go, whoa, dude, that's mine. And he looks at it and he reads, I love you, Mike, on the top of the cake while I'm measuring bananas. And he kind of looks at me and he goes, you all right? I said, I'm fine. Okay, well, if you need anything, you know where I am. He just fucking puts the cake down and he backs away, like slowly, like I've gone off because he knows Karen left. Now I have a cake that says I love you, Mike, to reaffirm the fact that I love myself, and I'm measuring bananas. So he thinks I'm crazy. He thinks I fucking just lost it. So I've got my stack of almost bananas, and I grab another bunch and I fucking pull them off, and the first banana I take, I fucking spin it around, and it's right on the number. And I'm like, and I hold it in my hand and I'm like, yeah. And I hold it at the base and I'm like, yeah. And I go, all right, we'll just measure it at its thickest point. Because that's the thing. Again, I don't want to fool anybody. So I put it right in the center of the banana and I fucking spin with the skin on, of course. And I fucking spin it around and boom, right on the number. And I'm like, I have found Mike Schmidt's banana. So I grab it, and I take the cake, and I go to check out. And I go to the register, and I'm buying a cake and one banana. Like, I didn't even buy a bunch of bananas to cover it up because I didn't want to mix it up. Like, I was going to buy a bunch of bananas and just grabs, but I also didn't want to have to remeasure them at the house. So I knew I was going to just take the perfect banana, the golden banana. I was just taking the golden banana to the house. I just needed to get Mike Schmidt's banana there intact. So I buy one banana and the cake. Get to my house. And again, Saturday afternoon. And I put it on my countertop, and in my head I was like, I don't want to do this today. For two reasons. One, the cake is frozen. I'm not going to get accurate penetration on a frozen cake.
Oh my god.
And two, Facebook traffic is so light on the weekend. This is going to be fucking gorgeous. I don't want to run the risk of this getting swallowed up in your bullshit weekend traffic. Look at all the trouble I fucking went to. I measured like 40 bananas. I went to 3 stores. So I go, fuck it. I can't do it now. I got to let the cake thaw. I got to let the cake rest. And I got to put the golden banana up on a shelf. So I put the cake in my fridge until Monday.
Oh my god.
And then Monday comes along and I'm like, oh, I can't wait. So I get home from the gym. And I'm like, well, I should take a shower first. I'm like, no, do it first. And then come out of the shower and see what everybody said. I can't wait to do this. But then part of me is worried because I don't know how it's going to work. Like, I mean, I don't want to just smush the cake. I don't want it to be a thing. And then part of me is like, all right, I take the lid off and I have the cake in front of me. And I've got the Mike Schmidt banana in my hand. The golden banana, the chosen one. And then part of me is like, well, should I go in at an angle? Because in all accuracy, when you're fucking, you're coming in at an angle. Of course, that's with a person. And to be anatomically correct, I would come in at an angle. However, having never fucked a cake, I don't know exactly what I would do. So I pondered for just a second, but then I'm like, nah, man, you got to come straight in from the fucking top. You got to bring death from on high on this fucking cake. So I've got the cake and it's lined up on the countertop. And then in my head, I'm like, man, I don't want to, I didn't want it to smush or, I didn't know if it would make a clean entry. So I have the Mike Schmidt banana in my hand and I line it up and I figured out where it's going to be underneath the letters. And I'm like, well, I hope this reads. And I just put the banana on top and fucking shoved it in and it went half, like all the way to the bottom of the cake. And I held it in there and then I pulled it out. And I looked and I was like, you are a fucking genius. And I don't use that word lightly. Because I can tell you right now, Michelangelo, Albert Einstein, Da Vinci, they were all amazing at what they did. Painting, sculpting, building bombs, theories of relativity. But when it comes to putting an accurate representation of your own cock in a chocolate cake, I'm going to have to say I'm the best in the world. Best in the world!
Oh god.
And I sat there and stared at it. I'm just looking at it. I'm looking at it. I'm like, oh. Now I got to get the photo. And I didn't want to take the photo on my kitchen counter. I'm like, well, fuck. You know what? Realistically, you should put it in a bed.
Oh my god.
Fortunately, I don't have a bed. So, but I sleep in a chair. And I have like a blanket. So I set it up. I bunched the blanket up, almost like swaddling clothes, almost like it was the baby Jesus. And I took the cake and I perched it on an angle. And I took 5 photos. So I could choose among the best one to share with all of you on Facebook. And I picked out the best picture. And then I posted it up on Facebook with I love you too cake. I love you too. And jumped in the shower. Got out. People were, Lily, of course, was the first comment. I'm glad that she was the first one to see it.
Right there when it posted, and tears came out.
I'm sure they did.
Oh my god.
Well, now that you know the backstory, now you can understand the hard work that went into it. You can feel even more
Oh my god, it's brilliant.
close to it.
Oh. Oh my god.
So I posted it, and then people are in there, and then, and I'll tell you what, it did not take long. For some guy wrote, that is a comically large hole. And it's so funny. Like I knew that would happen, And that's why I went to such great lengths to find the Mike Schmidt banana. Like, I read that he wrote that. He goes, this is a comically large hole. And then another guy's like, no, that's a mini cake. It's a little cupcake. And the other guy's like, then I mean it really. Ha, Mike's got a small dick. Whatever the fuck. That's fine. Enjoy yourself. Have fun at my expense. That's fine. But please know, 3 stores, 5 different counter people, 2 different tape measures, 3 different search parties looking for said tape measure, 5 photos, a day and a half of letting the cake rest, and the triumphant discovery of the golden Mike Schmidt banana made sure that what you were seeing was accurate. Made sure that what you were seeing was real. Made sure that what you were seeing is exactly what God gave me. It may have been in fruit form, but I guarantee you it was all Schmidt. Because, folks, as an artist, I live in truth. You guys can get me at MikeandMikeSchmidtComedy.com. You guys can be my friend at Facebook.com/the40year-old-boy. You can follow me at Twitter.com/the40year-old-boy. All of the music and all of the amazing, the promo you heard in the beginning of the show, all of that is produced and arranged and written and created by our great friend David Hernandez. And if you'd like to be his friend at Facebook.com/DavidMexHernandez, please do that. Our friend Lily Von Stupp, who's the producer of this show, she has several Twitter accounts you can follow her at. Twitter.com/Lily Von Stupp, Twitter.com/MNTs, and Twitter.com/
Hollywood BQ Fest.
Hollywood BQ Fest. So please go follow her at one or all 3 of those. You want to be her friend, go to Facebook.com/Lily Von Stupp. And if you'd like to write her a personal note, and find out exactly what sex she isn't up for, you can write her at Lily at burlesque411.com. That's Lily, Lili, at burlesque411.com. You're listening to The 40-Year-Old Boy, and later, The Jerk-Off Journals. 2 guys who've got the situation well in hand.
I took a lot of heat for last week's show.
Why so? How come?
That's the story I told about, how I jerked off using a soccer bopper.
Oh, you prefaced it. You said you'd probably get some heat over it.
I was right.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Dude, you should try this.
What?
Okay. Get a banana.
Banana?
Yeah. Hold on.
Right.
Follow me. Peel it, put the skin in the microwave, heat it up.
Okay.
Not a lot. And then put it in a baggie and put a little lotion inside it and put it underneath the couch cushion, and then you bang it.
When did you do that?
Yesterday.
Dude, where? What couch?
You're sitting on it.
Oh, no. Dude, I play Xbox in this couch.
Yeah, I know, and I had to wait up all night for you to go to bed so I could try this, for Christ's sake, but it's amazing. Try it, and you won't be pissed.
What do you do with the banana?
You eat it.
Before or after?
During. It's Palm Sunday over and over. The Jerk-Off Journals on the Mike Schmidt Podcasting Network.
Was that the last banana?
Want to remind you folks about the Monday Night Teas every Monday night at the 3 clubs on Santa Monica and Vine. I was actually at this week's. We'll talk about it in just a second. But first, I should tell you that it's put together by an amazing woman, someone I've had in my life for quite a while now, and I hope will remain in my life for a much longer time than this. She's the producer of the hottest, most exciting, the most extravagant burlesque show in the history of Southern California, or Northern California, or the West Coast, or the East of Hawaii. I don't know. I wanted to say all the directions and I couldn't think of it. She is my lovely friend, Lily Von Stupp. Hey, Lily, how are you?
I am good, Mike. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. And the show this week was fantastically fun. It was great. I actually got there a little late because I had to work, but then and it's funny, I changed out of my ridiculous work clothes and wore normal clothes, so I would fit in. And it was the wedding of Red Snapper and Mr. Snapper, the re-wedding, the renewal of the vows. I got there at intermission, so I missed Lily, unfortunately, but her costume was gorgeous. And I did see some dancing. I saw some spanking. I saw some comedy. I saw a whole bunch of different stuff at that show in what was... It wasn't as big as the Tarantino crowd, but it was really...
It was jam-packed.
Yeah, it was crazy, like to the rafters, and it was totally fun, and everybody had a good time throwing the garter. It was a weird burlesque fake naked wedding. It was just great, and they actually renewed their vows, and it was wild. And I will say this is independent of you, But I wonder if other producers who were at the show who see what you did then go, man, we got to step it up. Or are they still going to do their shows in some back room of a fucking saloon and not care?
I have two friends who are producers who say to me what is the highest compliment, because it's the highest compliment I can give another show, and that is, damn it, why didn't I think of this? And they both were like, this was amazing.
Well, you
And
care.
We do that, though. We try to keep coming up as producers with better and bigger things. And, you know,
But that's what you should do, because I've seen, they're like, hey, it's a burlesque show, and it's, you know, it's 6 girls on a piece of paper, and then they go and they dance, and then it's over, and everybody goes and shoots pool. But it's like the themes you pick are universally resonate, and everything's fun, and everybody comes out and has a great time. I think it's amazing. I know I sound like I'm jerking you off, but I mean, because I didn't get it. You know, I didn't get burlesque at first. I was like, where's the hot girls? And then I want to leave. You know what I mean? But I understand it. I'm starting to learn more about it, and I see your love for it, so it kind of rubs off on me, and I know what I'm supposed to be looking for. I mean, I still want to see hot girls, of course, but then you have them.
your version of hot.
Well, everybody has their own version of hot.
Yes. So,
Yeah.
And you have to say that. It's like everybody has their favorite in that show, because we don't cater to just one specific body type.
Yeah.
So while you would probably prefer 5 or 6 of that type of body type, there's still that whole smorgasbord of girls.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And you had a great time doing it, and Patrick was great as always.
It was really fun to be out of character. And did you enjoy your party favors?
Oh, well, you know, I didn't even want those. The snappers, they brought like Chinese pagodas full of stuff for people. And they brought you open it up, and I got it home, and it was like there were finger puppets with an alligators or something.
There were
And then
2 snappers in there, the bride and the groom.
yeah, and then there was soap.
Soap from their hometown.
Yeah.
The company that they grew up, you know.
And then that pink rubber thing.
Yeah,
which,
that would be a cock ring.
all right. All right, now I fine. I have that cock ring. That's fine. And I heard they told me what it was, you know, before I got home, because they said, hey, there's a cock ring in there, and I'm like, all right. Who does that fit?
Most people.
Yeah.
Oh!
I don't mean that like that. I mean, it's like, I mean, I eventually got it on, but I mean, it's like it was this weird struggle of
They're supposed to be really tight and.
Well, it fucking was. It was uncomfortable.
Did you use a little lube to slide it down, or did you just try?
I was not that invested in the process. I'm sorry. I jammed it on. I just fucking.
Oh, that just sounds painful.
It was like sticking your cock in a balloon, because it's all like gummy and stuff. Because I'll tell you what, I've had a different cock ring on, a metal one. All right, I'll tell this story. Why not? Because I never knew. I don't know what they are, and at the time, I mean, growing up, I didn't know. I'd heard of them, but whatever. But then I got a job when I was working at the adult bookstore, and they're all on the walls. Everything's on the walls, dildos and fucking everything else. So I would see cock rings, and I was there late at night, and you get to thinking. And because also, as a guy, all of us have universal doubts or wonders about whether we measure up or whether we don't measure up, or will this fit or will this not fit, or is it too big or too small, or where do I rank? And not all of us have a tape measure handy to figure out exactly where we're at. So this is a while ago. How fucking old was I? I was 23. I don't know. So it was just bored, and it was late at night, and there was a cock ring on the wall, and they had them in different sizes. And so I went ahead and grabbed one, and I just opened it, and I put it on. I went back into the restroom, and I said, fuck it, because there was nobody in the store. And I tried it on. I was like, yeah, all right, I'm going to put this on. Because I never knew, where your balls go, all of it. It's like, it's a weird thing. And I put it on. I'm like, and I was pleasantly surprised, because I couldn't get, I grabbed the small one first, and I'm like, oh, I can't, this doesn't fit. So I'm happy to know, because they don't call it small. I forget what they call it. Like there's like some, because they don't want to say, hey, you want a small cock ring? No, nobody wants that. I want a massive cock ring. But I picked the one that was the smallest one, and I couldn't get it on, like not even close. And I'm like, and then part of me is like, wait a minute, am I supposed to be soft and put it in and then get hard in it? And that's how it keeps it all fucking ready to go. I don't know the process. Again, you need to draw me a fucking map. I need a cock ring map. And I just love the idea of telling you guys all the things I've stuck my cock in at this point. I'm like fucking... And yet not a cake. Like literally, I took a cock ring off the shelf. I did the snapper's cock ring. I got fucking everything else, a tape measure, but not the cake. So anyway, so there was party favors, and those were grand. But yeah, that thing was like, I'm putting it on. It was trying to fit your head into a hat that was 3 sizes too small. It was just fucking tough. You all right?
Did you get a Scarc cup?
Hey, how'd you get that scar on your cock? Tough guy eating pussy? Hey, how am I going to get a scar on my cock like that eating pussy, man? Oh, scar cock. Yeah, because fucking Scarface had Twism, which is the world is mine. Scar, what would Scar? It would have to be like fucking to Samsim. The scar on my cock is mine. What, is that what it is? To Samsim, the scar on my cock is mine. So no, I didn't get a new one. But I'll have to work on that. I'll keep you posted. So who's the tease this week? Is it a theme show? Is it a fancy show?
It is a very fancy show. We have the Jigglewatts coming into town from Austin.
We've
and
talked about that.
Cha-Cha Velour coming in from Las Vegas.
Look at
gonna be
that.
a great show.
A lot of out-of-town talent taking over the show. Are you hosting? Are you there?
I'm doing nothing except sitting back and watching a lot of imported boobs.
Business Lily will enjoy that. A lot of over-the-border boobs, so that's good. Well, I guess they're domestic tits. I was going to say.
They are.
They're imported, though. We'll call them imported tits.
Everything from Texas is big.
Yeah. Nice. Are you from Texas? Is that what you're implying? All right. All right. Well, so that's available at brownpapertickets.com. Tickets are available for that. Any of the Monday Night Teasers that are coming up, you can go to brownpapertickets.com and put in Lily Von Stupp or put in Monday Night Tease, and you'll get all those tickets. You can go to mondaynighttease.com for any and all information regarding those shows. Let's talk a little bit about the Hollywood Burlesque Festival you have coming up. That's in December.
Yes.
And people, if you are a burlesque person, and I know we have a Bunny White listening to us. I know she's a burlesque person, certainly. And I think there are people that you know who have kind of heard of me through you. They may listen. But you go ahead and get your submissions in until September 1st they have?
September 1st, midnight Pacific time.
Midnight Pacific time, September 1st, to go ahead and get your submission in. Please make sure your video is 4 minutes or less. And please make sure it is an act that you're going to do on stage in December. Do not send one act and get it accepted and try to do a second act because you will not be allowed on stage. I only tell you this because I have heard it over and over again in the last few days. A lot of people out there who don't read emails or instructions. So please, if you're going to submit to be on the Burlesque Festival and the Hollywood Burlesque Festival, please make sure you submit an accurate videotape of what you'll be performing in December and also make it under 4 minutes. And everyone will be happy. Go to the Hollywood Burlesque Festival page on Facebook. Can anybody join that, or is it a closed group?
Anyone. It's an open group.
It's an open group to join the Hollywood Burlesque Festival on Facebook, and then there's HollywoodBurlesqueFestival.com. You can go to for any and all information about the shows, about Angus Oblong, about the Monday Night Tease / Tuesday Night Fundraiser, which we're doing August 27th at the end of the month. It turns out I will be there, but I will be there late. I thought I was going to be hosting a longer segment, but I may be hosting like a later segment. But the show starts, doors open at 8. At the Monday Night Tease at the 3 clubs on Santa Monica and Vine. That's a Tuesday, a special Tuesday Night Tease fundraiser for the Hollywood Burlesque Festival. August 27th, Tuesday night. Doors open at 8. Show begins at 9. We've got over 30 burlesque performers. Are there also variety performers as well?
There will be, yeah.
Variety, burlesque. It's an amazing night, and it will be fun. I will be there. Lily will be there. Our friend Patrick will be there. All of us hosting segments. A lot of girls coming up and taking their clothes off. A lot of guys juggling and sawing people in half. It's going to be fun and an exciting time. Under the big top of the 3 clubs, Santa Monica and Vine, August 27th, the special Tuesday night fundraiser of the Monday Night Tease for the Hollywood Burlesque Festival. All the information is available at HollywoodBurlesqueFestival.com, Hollywood Burlesque Festival page on Facebook, or MondayNightTease.com, or BrownPaperTickets.com. All of those places, go and visit them and see what's happening. You can go to Facebook.com/the40-year-old-boy and be my friend. And while you're there, there's pictures there you can check out. There's a picture of a cake that you might want to see. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier, but there's a picture of a cake that's on my Facebook page. Also, there's a picture of me as a child. I know that's out there, and some people were angered by it, and some people enjoyed it, but who cares? It's out there for you to take a look at. All sorts of photos. Go browse through my page. There's a bunch of old stuff, and all the artwork that David has created for the shows is available there. I want to talk about live dates right now. I want to tell you guys that I will be coming to town in September 28th. That's just over a month and a half. I will be in Austin, Texas, home of the Gigawatts.
Yes.
I will be in Austin, Texas at the Cold Town Theater, September 28th. That's an early show. That starts at 6:30 p.m. Because I need to get out of there early so I can get some broiled chicken and a fruit cup. Because I am an old grandfather. No, it turned out I needed to have an earlier start time because they have a late show then, and I had to accommodate them. And my show won't be 3 hours, but it's going to be somewhat long, and I like to give myself a cushion. So if I start at 6:30, I should definitely be out of there by 9:30. I only say that because I know Cold Town is listening, and they're going to write me an email and yell. No, it won't be that long. But shows at 6:30. Tickets on sale now for September 28th. That's Saturday night in Austin, Texas at the Cold Town Theater. Check me out there. And I will tell you this. I have a new date to announce. I am coming out to see you, and I will be returning to this venue, although it has a different name now. But November 4th. Check that. November 2nd. There's a reason I think of November 4th. But Saturday, November 2nd, folks, I will be in Green Bay, Wisconsin at the Green Room Lounge, which used to be a different place, but it is in, I guess it's technically De Pere, Wisconsin, but that's, for my intents and purposes, that's Green Bay. So the Green Room Lounge in Green Bay, Wisconsin. I will be there Saturday night, November 2nd. That's also an early start, 7 o'clock p.m., because they also have an improv group that will be going up after me, unless I level that fucking room. But I will tell you right now, tickets are on sale right now at Brown Paper Tickets for both of those shows. September 28th, Cold Town Theater, Austin, Texas, and November 2nd, Saturday night, November 2nd, at the Green Room Lounge in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Tickets are on sale now at Brown Paper Tickets for both shows. Grab those. Come on out. We will have fun. Again, I don't know what the show is just yet. I'm thinking of a name and what it's going to be and what the content is and whether I want to shift it. It's a long story. Well, we'll deal with that in future episodes, I'm sure. But I'm excited. Going to be a great time for me in Green Bay on Saturday, November 2nd, and also in Austin on Saturday, September 28th. So those are great. So buy the live tickets and come see me. And I will tell you this, folks, I am very excited. If you go to the Joe Business page, right now what we are selling to you is we have some t-shirts available, but there's very few and far between, and I haven't written that blog yet. Yes, I will someday. But more importantly, we have the For the Life of Schmitty download single. We have Schmitty Comes Alive, the Los Angeles Podcast Festival performance from 2012. We have artwork, all of the artwork or explosion of vids available from the show that you can buy independently. And then year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, and year 5 of this podcast are available independently or as part of the UN of Evil box set. You can go ahead and buy that right now and have all of my years of talking in your head. Also, tweakedaudio.com/40 is a proud sponsor of this show. They have sponsored it for several years, and I do appreciate them being there for us, Bruce and everybody there at the headquarters. They have autoerotic asphyxiation watches. Wait, hold on. What if they did that? What if they had autoerotic asphyxiation watches? I will be honest with you. It's a cock ring watch, but if you put it around your neck, you are going to fucking choke yourself out. So clearly, it is an autoerotic asphyxiation watch. It's just, can you get it over your fucking head? I can tell you right now that I probably can't, because I have measured my head with a tape measure, and clearly I'm not going to be able to get that watch over it. So autoerotic asphyxiation earbuds and cock ring watches and gear available from tweakedaudio.com/40. You can click through there on the Joe Business page. And I will tell you this, next week, there will be a new Joe Business page for you to feast your eyes on. That's right. The reason being because there will be a new product to talk about. Before I talk about that, I have to mention this. I'm at the Los Angeles Podcast Festival. Please don't let me not plug that. October 4th, 5th, and 6th. I believe I'm performing the afternoon of the 5th at 4 o'clock in the Esplanade room or the Espada room, whatever it is. But I will be there at 4 o'clock. And again, still trying to figure out what we're going to be talking about, what stories are coming to the table, what, if any, stories. It might just be me talking. Maybe I'll just, maybe I'll just repeat. I'll sit there. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull up a chair and I'm going to play this episode on a laptop with a microphone in front of it and just smirk and go, yeah. It's not going to get much better than that, folks. We're talking Mike Schmidt Golden Banana. So I'm at the Podcast Festival October 4th, 5th, and 6th. I'm actually there the 5th, but I think I may be lurking around there on the 4th and the 6th. Who knows? We'll see. And like I said, there's a new Joe Business page next week. I'm excited for you to see it because I've seen it and it's gorgeous. But the reason we have to have a new Joe Business page is because we have a new product, folks. What? August 20th, next Tuesday, The Big Angry. Mike Schmidt's CD. That's me. Hi, I'm Mike Schmidt. I don't mean to third person myself there, but my CD comes out next Tuesday, and I will tell you that I received them this week. So Lily has one in her hands right now, and I mailed 3 to Mex. Yes, you did, and I have one for myself. And let me put it this way: if you get this CD, I can tell you right now, you are going to be extremely happy. If you buy the physical copy of this CD, you will be extremely happy as long as you never play the CD. Now. Because the package is unbelievable. The cover is great. The inside is so perfect. The CD itself looks great. And then when you play it, whatever. That's like 5th on your list of 5 things to look for. Okay. But the actual package is unbelievable. I am so proud of it. It looks amazing. And I'm just so proud to have this as a representation of me. And I hope you will be picking it up. It will be available for digital download. It'll be available at Amazon.com. It'll be available at the AST store at A Special Thing Records because they are the record label who went ahead and took a chance and decided to have me record this CD. And it will also be available at my site. Now, I should tell you this. Like I said, it's digital download. It'll be $10. It'll be available from AST for $10. Amazon, I believe, is also $10. But if you get it from me, you can buy the digital download for $10, or you can get a personally autographed copy for $15. And that link will be up next week, like I said. But yeah, next week. So next Tuesday, I think, is when the Joe Business page goes up. Who knows? It should go up the exact same day as the CD is released. So it comes out next Tuesday, and I'm looking forward to doing some promotion or getting on other shows. Who knows what'll happen? Or it could just very quietly be released, and you guys, my core fans, will buy it. And I hope you enjoy it. I can tell you this: if you buy the physical copy, you will love it because the cover and everything is an amazing package. The CD itself is my performance is in San Francisco. People were there, and I'm teasing. I really like what I did. So I hope if you didn't get a chance to see the one man, you will buy this and hear a truncated version of what I did on stage, including a story you've never heard before. That will be featured on this CD. And if you did see the one man, go ahead and buy this and compare it to the time you saw it. And say, hey, this CD is much better. I liked it better when I saw it live. Who knows? But please know that it will be available next Tuesday for purchase, and the new Joe Business page will be up. I'll be announcing it on Facebook and Twitter and all that other stuff. But thank you so much. And you know I don't get to make that if it's not for you guys, because you were with me right when I left Never Not Funny, and then I took a year off, and then when I started this show, you came on board, and more people came on board, and you made it possible because, I mean, you know, a record label's not going to see me. I'm some fucking nobody on the internet. But because you supported me, you came out live, and you saw what I do, and you see that it's worth something, at least to you, then AST was able to see the worth and the benefit in working with me, and they offered me the chance. So go ahead and pick it up so you can justify their belief in me. That'd be great. And I hope to someday justify all of your belief in me as well. And now I need to head home, and I have a crucial decision ahead of me, folks. I'm going to be at my house, and you know I'm not eating, as we know, because eating is for the weak. Although I had some lion's head soup the other day, I'm eating like some yogurt, maybe some toast, and I might have one meal a day, maybe sometimes. But I try to eat a lot of fruit. Like I said, I have blueberries, I have stuff in my house, but there is one banana in my house that I haven't eaten. And I can't decide whether I should eat it or not. Now, granted, it's certainly been in my house for 5 days. So it might be a little brown around the gills. But I was going to eat it that day. Like, literally, I was like, well, because, I mean, what am I going to do? It's covered, it's got chocolate frosting all over the fucking skin. And I'm like, all right, well, I got to get rid of this banana. But I couldn't bring myself to throw it away. But I got to be honest with you, I couldn't bring myself to eat it either. Because that's Mike Schmidt's Golden Banana. And I just think putting that in my mouth gets a little too Freudian and weird for me at that point. Although, you know what, when you think about it, I do have to peel it. So it's not technically actual size when I put it in my mouth. Tough decisions ahead, folks. Because I can't decide whether to peel it and eat it, throw it away, or just have it bronzed and save it forever as Mike Schmidt's Golden Banana. I get it bronzed and put on a plaque and fucking hang it on my wall, and everybody's like, what's that? And you go, you know what that is. You know goddamn well. human lunch meat. I'm nobody. I'm baloney in pants. God damn it. Why do I think I'm somebody special? Why do I think I'm anybody interesting? I'm not. All I bring to the table is everything that everybody else does, but louder. Don't hit snooze on me, motherfucker. I am a hilarious noise machine. I'm going to tell you this. You need to sit down and reevaluate your life if you can pull 2 midget Indian wrestlers out of your skull at any time. You know what? I don't even need you people here. Seriously, I do this. I love me. I don't give a fuck what you think, how you think. God damn it, I'm the greatest. I can't go for Schmidt. No, no. No can do. 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 No can do.